drinking a Budweiser. A decorated soldier, a person who's really been to war, really been shot at, really got badges on his chest from the military, wrote a letter to Colin Kaepernick, right? And said, hey, I respect your protest, but I do not want you to kneel and disrespect the flag and the troops, right? Well, sit and disrespect the troops and the flag. So Colin Kaepernick asked him, how can I get my protest across and also not disrespect the flag and the troops? He said, well, take a knee, because we need to respect our fallen troops, right? Mm-hmm. When someone dies, they take a knee, and we need to respect God, correct?
Correct.
So Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Do you think that changed anything to people? You think that a fucking now you telling me people who not soldiers telling me I'm disrespecting the soldiers, and the soldiers said, no, this is very respectful, right? Mm-hmm. But it's blind racism. So when you as black people, you come out, or you as white people, you come out and you say, F Obama, Obama can't do nothing right. It's because he's black. But you celebrated the fact that he was black, and they had to get you back for it, right? Mm-hmm. So every time you whisper hate towards Donald Trump, all you do is give him more power. At least have some type of law that you don't like. Some kind of bit, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If you want to have a political debate and you have a bill that's been passed that affects you or affects somebody you know, or you think it's going to affect the country in a negative way, I'm fine. But just approaching me about Trump, I couldn't give a fuck less. Like, I'm just over. I'm sorry for my little rant. I don't know if y'all agree or disagree with me. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, we have created, politics is in such a fucked up place right now that literally people like Stephen A. is talking about running for president. The Rock, if The Rock ran right now, do you know he would win?
He would absolutely win.
If Dwayne The Rock Johnson ran for president.
And that is beyond ridiculous.
He would win, brother. You know why? Because niggas like wrestling in movies. Like, that's literally why he would win, brother.
We are living in the movie Idiocracy, bro. I don't know if you ever seen that movie, but that's what we're living in. When Terry Crews was the president, and he was, it was just it's a clown show. Like, it was just like, bro, that's what we living in. Yeah,
bro. And we don't have no stars. And Republicans gonna run this shit for a minute because we don't have a star. Mm-hmm. Y'all made this man Donald Trump a star. And I can tell you how he got to be the white mascot. Because Donald Trump is not racist. He's for Donald Trump.
At one point, he was a white black mascot.
Thank you, brother. We love Donald Trump. Yeah. We rapped about him. He was a metric for success. Yeah. I'm getting money like Donald Trump. Yeah. He was in all the rap videos. Yeah. Donald Trump is for Donald Trump. There's a clip online right now from the 80s or whenever, when they asked Donald Trump, would he ever run for president? This is a young Donald Trump. He said yes. And he was a Democrat at the time. He'd been a Democrat for years until he ran for president. He said, if I do run, I'll run as a Republican because they dumb enough to vote for me. That's really on the internet, brother. Mm-hmm. Word for word. I didn't make that up. And they voted for him.
And what's funny, the same dumbers are going to make an excuse for that quote.
They will.
Yeah, they will.
But I'm okay with it. But black people got to understand, let's just say you hypothetically, I'm not telling you to go support Trump. If you want to know how I feel like black people should vote, that's a different conversation. But I'm just giving you an example. That nigga Trump just pardoned NBA YoungBoy. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know how fucking dumb that is? Here's a rapper who has killed in every song he rapped about, and Trump just signed that, just let him go.
Mm-hmm. Man, Donald Trump is a businessman.
He is, brother.
He know how to play the game.
Thank you. And he probably doing that to make up for some other bullshit he about to do.
Right.
But do you believe that nigga's dumb enough he would have gave us reparations if we said, right now, if you said you love him and he thought all of us was going to vote for him, reparations tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Where the bill? Give me the paper and the pen. He don't give a fuck what happened when he signed it.
This a game to him.
It is.
It's all a game.
If we said Trump forever right now, we allow you to run for unlimited terms and you have the black support, write the reparations bill, that shit will be written tomorrow.
My boy got one goal: leave this White House as rich and as powerful as possible.
That's it, bro. Yeah.
Period. End of story.
So I'm okay if you want to vote for somebody else. Please do. If you're tired of Trump, fine. I think he gonna pull some stuff here in a minute. I don't think he just want to up and leave. I think he enjoy being this powerful.
Yeah, my boy finna try to make it to where it's a dictatorship and he don't have to go nowhere. Ain't no democracy.
And the Democratic Party straight. Did you see the book they just came out with? They wrote about I can't remember the guy's name. He wrote about Joe Biden, right? And now they're trying to put all the failures on Joe Biden. They said that he was incompetent. Duh, who the fuck didn't know that, right?
Clearly.
But the whole time, they were too afraid to tell him. They told him not to do this. Obama came to him and said, hey, you really think you should run? He was like, yeah, I got this. And they know he couldn't remember nothing. They were just happy that he was able to stand at the podium, bro.
The fact that he won lets me know we wild. I always say that we have so many brilliant people in this country, right? Mm-hmm. The same people we talked about who are chemists and and doctors and lawyers and all these people who are brilliant. And then you look at our president, and it's always like a bumbling idiot. I think Obama was one of the few well-spoken, well-educated presidents we've had.
Right.
Bush wasn't educated. Clinton wasn't like that. You feel me? They got college degrees, but they was motherfuckers who drank beer and partied through college and just had, you feel me? Yeah, so I just think, it's just weird that we're the only country that has a president every time that's like, just incapable of running his household, let alone the country.
And the audacity for black people to think that we was gonna vote in Kamala. And newsflash to black women, because I was upset as fuck. Black men have to vote too, and we not voting for no woman fucking no white man. I don't know if you know that. But listen, and they knew that. That's why they hit him. Did you ever see her husband at any time during the campaign trail?
No.
Oh, you didn't.
What about the white children she was raising? Did you ever see them?
Don't
Harris
even know they
ain't even
exist.
her last name.
Which is crazy. That's what's crazy. And nobody even investigates stuff like that.
Got to have that nigga last name though.
You better.
Cause I think y'all gonna vote for black. No, brother. We not
That
voting for
nigga
no
said
woman.
Harris ain't even her last
It's
name.
not.
Ain't nobody even thought to research that. Cause you know that white man last name ain't Harris.
It's one of those Kowinski, some
Right.
one of them names though. But that's
Right.
Come on, man.
And you ain't been Kamala in so long. You probably calling yourself something else. You probably
Right.
hate that name.
Yeah, and then you might have got me if you had just came out and said you fuck Montel Jordan. I fuck with that. You might have got me. Is that this? What's with Montel Jordan? This is how we do it. That's the wrong Montel. What's the other Montel Williams? My bad. Yeah,
Oh, that happened for real?
yeah. She used to fuck Montel Williams. She would have had me.
She would fuck
Yes, the bald head nigga.
Damn.
My boy said Montel Jordan.
That would have either
She
or.
probably either or.
Either or would have got me. He just walk up to the podium and be like, "Hey, this
Found out
is
she
my
gave
qualification."
Coolio some pussy.
Come on, man. You got me then.
Oh, man.
Just don't tell me, man. If you want me to agree, it's just not gonna happen, man. Anyway,
Yeah, but that's my slogan though, bro. Think free as long as you agree with me. If you that's why it's like you got to minimize your conversations now, because if you don't agree with somebody, bro, it's always it turn into something else, and people don't know how to separate disagreeing with you with how they feel about you. Like if you have a conversation with anybody nowadays on the internet, anywhere, the second you disagree with them, the second they don't fuck with you no more.
right.
You
Like,
can't
it's like, bro,
criticize nobody.
Yeah,
more.
no, you can't have a difference of opinion. If you have a difference of opinion, you belong over here and we belong over here. It's like we like kindergarten children, bro. It's weird as hell. Like I can disagree with you and separate that from how I feel about the person and the opinion.
Oh, most people can't do that.
No.
That shit right there,
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
you
skill
can't.
though.
Yeah.
Boy, you know how many people will complete like friends, people who swear they fuck with you or follow you on social media. The first time you disagree with them, that they can't stand you.
And it can be a disagreement as simple as LeBron better than Jordan. It ain't even got to be nothing serious.
Right.
It could be something small, and you not friends no more. Or I don't rock with you no more. Or you'll be somewhere saying, "Man, that fuck ass nigga, man."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Damn, bro. Like, I didn't like what you like, bro."
Yeah, they'll be mad that you think that Jordan is the GOAT, but then turn around and believe pedophilia is a sexuality. Right. How the fuck that makes sense?
But we live in a wild world, bro. And if you have any level of common sense or any level of like to where you can just any level of common sense, bro, you're gonna be an outcast.
Yeah.
And you gotta kind of I keep so much to myself on the internet today.
Man,
nowadays, just scrolling.
I got a different perspective on that. Like,
Come on, give it to me.
I think a lot of that shit boil down to communication too. Because as soon as you question somebody, if they can't articulate why they feel that way, and you back them in the corner, now they feel a certain way.
Talk, man. I like that.
That
now.
make it worse.
I like that now.
Yeah, that's where them disagreements come from. Because now I'm questioning you why you feel that way, and you can't even articulate why you feel that way.
You know the
because I
pinnacle of
can't-
that?
Yeah, because I can't answer your questions, I just rather not be
mad.
your friend.
I'm mad.
Okay. Yeah.
You
The
the
pinnacle of that conversation is religion. If you get into like a conversation, because most people don't even understand what they believe on so many so many levels. Like just like I can persuade somebody because I'm a celebrity, I can persuade somebody that the vote should be for Obama and not this person,
You
right?
just called yourself a celebrity.
I'm just saying. I'm
Okay, that's cool.
no, I'm saying hypothetically.
I ain't mad at you.
No, I'm saying if I'm a celebrity is
No,
what
that's
I
not
said.
what you said.
Hypothetically,
I fuck
right?
with that,
But
though. Yeah.
hypothetically, if I'm a celebrity and I can get you to believe in something, right? You'll believe in it just because I believe in it, and you heard my side of it because we don't listen to two sides of a conversation nowadays either. we hear one side and we roll with that before we go get facts from the other side. And we listen to who we like. So it's just like if we like this person, we'll listen to their information, and we don't really need your information because we rock with them.
1,000%.
And it just leaves us in a space that we're following a lot of things blindly, and we don't really even know why we're following it. So when somebody stops us and asks us why we believe in something, like he said, if you get frustrated and you don't have an answer, it just turns into anger. And you more mad that I asked you the question, and you mad that you can't answer it, and you got to figure out, you can't take accountability for not knowing, so you got to figure out another way to deflect and somebody to be mad at, and it's me because I asked the question.
But that was dope for me, because if I had known that before I did my rant, I might not have done my rant though, because when the facts change, so does my opinion. I'm not as mad with the fact that you only take that stance because you can't articulate yourself.
100%.
I'm not even mad at you. Your brain just couldn't come up with nothing, so you had to turn it on me.
But that's why we live in the culture also, to where if you can articulate yourself, people believe you automatically, no matter what you're saying. You can articulate some bullshit really well, and just because people can't really, that's why people thought Nas was so dope.
Yeah,
because you couldn't understand him.
Right.
And he articulated himself so well that you thought it was you feel me? And that's what Jay-Z said, just because you don't understand the shit that he writes don't mean that he nice.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's the kind of culture we live in. Not saying that Nas is not nice. What I'm saying is that a lot of people think he's nice because they don't understand him.
But that's a scary slope, boy.
Yeah, it is though. Yeah, it is. So, but that's how this works now though. So that's why you have so many social media influencers who speak well that people just follow blindly. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. It got to be real because I don't understand it.
What's going on.
And it's the same thing with books. If you write something down and put it in a book, it's true. People read books and don't even challenge them. Like, you'll read a self-help book, right? Most people will read a self-help book and follow that bitch to the T.
Right.
And it's just like, bro, some of this is poor information. Some of this is misleading. Some of this is not true. This is somebody's opinion.
Should be objective too.
Right. It's subjective, but because somebody typed it and you read it, you feel like it's true.
To be right.
Yeah.
It's got to be right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I need to. Maybe I need to take it. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong in the world. Maybe I should just take advantage of the less fortunate. Those who cannot communicate, I just need to take advantage of them. Like most people get rich.
Those are the people who are wealthy, and I think that's why they say, in order to get rich in this world, bro, you have to have a cruel spirit. You feel me? You have to have and I wouldn't even say it's a cruel spirit. It's just like, bro, it's like if something is there for the taking, right? It's like somebody gonna take it if you don't. Yeah. It's like running a race where everybody taking a shortcut and you have integrity and you're taking the regular route, and it's just like everybody's cutting through the track. So if I'm running against 99 people and 99 people are cutting through the track and I'm going a long way, it's no longer a shortcut. You feel me? It's a path. It's the way the race is going to be ran from now on.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I just think sometimes we have too much integrity and our hearts are too kind and too soft, and then we get left behind. You feel me?
Quick question before I bring us in. I was watching this show, and it was a black guy talking. That's why I paid it any attention at all. I just wonder what y'all think about this. This person said that the violence in our community or the hatred towards one another is not conditional. It's inherent. It is in us. Like, for instance, his thing was, even if we had all the fortune, even if we were the dominant race, we would still be at war against one another. He said you cannot find a black society anywhere on the planet who is not at war with one another or taking advantage of one another.
My opinion on that, I think that's a human thing. I don't think that's a black thing.
I was about to say that.
I just think that's a human thing. Like, that's something that's been in human nature since the beginning of time.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, we've always been war driven. We've always been dominant.
It's the quest for power.
100%.
True. Competition will always be, that's for the human race.
And if anything, on the flip side of that, I feel like black people are behind because we are some of the most compassionate people on the planet. If we were really that way, you feel what I'm saying? Then y'all wouldn't be in power because y'all ain't bigger, y'all ain't stronger, and you really ain't smarter. You feel what I'm saying? I just think that our compassion gets played on and we get taken advantage of because we're so gullible and we love to welcome a motherfucker to the cookout. We love to let somebody from another culture be the lead in our cultures in certain spaces. They're not having that.
True, but some of his other points, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I don't necessarily have a stance on this. I just found it interesting. His thing is that when you look back through history, and that's why they erased most of our history. His thing is that most of history is erased because of black dominance. They do not want you to know how dominant you were. But he said now that you're put in a position of poverty, you cannot change the genetics that you were naturally given. He said black people are dominant. He said when there's a dominant species, they will fight each other for dominance. Like they're fighting to be at the top of the hill, even though they no longer have a hill to be on top of.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Right.
Now that you're going further.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That was his thing. He was like the way they view one another. He said they're just a more aggressive, dominant. There has to be a singular champion in their, their type mentality.
And that part of it, I think, is human, right? But I do think that dominant doesn't necessarily mean destructive or cruel, right? Because when you look at most people who are actually dangerous, there are some of the most kind, you feel me? Some of the coolest people you're gonna meet. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know I can dominate. You feel me? And I think that's how we rule. You feel me? And that's why I think that's why they don't want to show us a certain thing. I do think we're naturally compassionate, but we're also naturally dominant too.
Right.
You feel me? Just like anybody that plays sports. You feel me? We get in there like MMA. We get in there. We dump you on your shit, choke you out. You feel me? And we shake your hand at the end because we don't mean no harm. It's just I got to be on the top. So I kind of agree with that in certain, but we don't know what that looked like. If that's all I'm saying.
I think that's why awareness is important too.
Come a little closer to the mic.
Because when you have some sense of awareness of who you are and what you are and your abilities, then you know what I'm saying. Then you know what you can do. Then you know like how to handle a situation, or then you know like when to assert that dominance in the sense. And like you were saying, like dominance don't necessarily mean it's gonna be a aggressive, like you about to beat somebody up or you about to hurt somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's just the awareness. I like Nips used to say, just stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's just
1,000%.
it's the ability to project that when you have to, when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
So can you honestly say, and I'm not saying this in the negative sense, but just bear with me. Like we all know what it is to be black. We all have black thoughts. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
Do you not size people up when they come in the room? Like when you're in the room for the black people, are you not sizing people up? Are you not seeing, who's whatever level, whatever you find dominance in, whether it's money, power, women, whatever? Are you not? Is your radar not looking at that? Like when you walk in a club or you walk in a event or whatever, a gym. Like, are you not looking? Like, I mean, honestly, if I'm just being honest with myself.
1,000%.
Full of black people, I'm seeing where I belong in this. Whole
yeah, but that's a primal. I think that's a primal thing though. And I think white people, because I don't think they function that way. In the sense, I'm not white. I don't know how they think, but I've never walked in a room where I felt like a white guy was like sizing me up in a fashion that way. He was like worried about doing something, but I think they don't. Which is why I agree to his point, right? I don't think they function that way because they aren't naturally the dominant species, so they don't think like that. Like a fucking gazelle ain't walking in the room sizing up a lion. It knows its prey. It knows the lion is dominant, but the lion walks in the room feeling that way. And it might not kill nothing, but it know it can. So that's why I say I agree with him when I think that we were the more dominant species in what we fight, because we watch lions fight each other over territory too, right? But the gazelle don't feel that way. So I think that is a thing that's like inherently in us to like size each other up and be the most dominant male in the room or whatever. You feel me? Even if it ain't on no, you feel me, no deep shit. It could like we do it in other ways, like just trying to be fresher than another nigga.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it could be that.
Negative.
Yeah, right. It ain't necessarily got to be that negative.
Just a level of
that's in us, and you don't know why you do that.
Right.
You feel me? I do think that's something that's inherently in us.
Yeah, I think that's like animalistic nature.
For sure.
I think people forget that as humans, we still animals, man.
Right,
and there's still very much animalistic nature within us. And you walk into the room and you're looking at that because you're trying to see, like you said earlier, you're trying to see where I fit in this room. Like, who is a threat? Like, if I'm like, when I walk in this room, I don't feel like I got to size nobody up. But if I got them go to the club somewhere, I'm looking around like I got to see what type of niggas in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You don't know what might pop off in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact though.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, I just wanted to know. He had some deeper
That's
points.
some fly shit.
Yeah,
You gotta send me that.
Yeah, he went all the way into. That's why our blood pressure is high tonight. Like he went into a whole. But I'm just curious to know what y'all think. Anyway, 30 minutes in, I guess we back to normal. Taking 30 minutes.
sure.
That
for
was a
Extra
quick
Podcast.
30 minutes right there, bro.
Yes, it
That
don't
means we
take
rolling
long.
though.
That mean y'all good people, man.
Facts, man. Welcome to the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I'm Adam 12 Taylor here with my brother Boneface of Boneface Inc. And you got a special guest with us tonight. Go ahead and introduce your guest for me.
Yeah, this has been my dog for a long time, man. This is Jamar Robinson. Play hard, train hard. You feel me? My dog is now a social media guru.
Not a
You
guru.
feel me? I can remember like we was just in Loft, not even a year ago. We was in
For
Loft
real,
working
man,
out.
about a year and a half.
And I'm like, bro, like, why aren't you like documenting anything, bro? Like you're a dope nigga, bro. You supposed to really like be all over these folks' timeline. They gonna love you. And he was just kind of like self-conscious of it all at the time. I think you might have had 10,000 followers,
Man, I ain't
maybe
had that.
5,000 followers. And bro really like piped up on social media, bro. 71K.
Yeah.
Crazy.
77.
77, my bad. 77K, like organically too. These ain't bought none of that, but that let you know what type of dude he is, though. My dog is a chemist. My dog is a personal trainer, former Nike trainer. What else? I don't want to short you on nothing.
Shoot, man, that's
Come on, man.
you know.
Life coach.
Yeah,
You feel me?
evolution
Evolution
coach,
coach.
you
She
know,
said
so I like to
evolution
say
coach.
evolution
Yeah,
coach.
evolution coach. Just all around dope dude, man. I had to bring him in because we always have dope conversations
Most
off the
definitely.
air. He's somebody that I can go to with an opinion. Same way, like I can call you and be like, bro, what you think? And you'll give me a different perspective on something. Yeah. It's a blessing to have somebody like that when you kind of the person that everybody else comes to for that. It's dope to be able to call somebody else and get an opinion that's different than yours that you can respect. This is somebody I call for that. Came down from Atlanta, Georgia to rock with us. So he's sitting in on the Anxiety Issue Podcast. And
Yeah, I
like, we're
appreciate
grateful to
y'all
have you,
having
bro.
me, man.
No, man,
sure.
thank you for being here. What's the main thing you promote on social media? Like, since the social media piped up so much, what was it? Was it fitness?
Yeah, it was
Lifestyle?
It's fitness, lifestyle. Like Bone was saying, I call my whole movement evolution through activity. Because I often tell people, like, for me, the gym is like my church. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's ultimate presence. You know what I'm saying? You know when it's hurting, you know when it's burning, you in tune to your body. It's almost like a meditative state.
Facts.
And one of my things is, I try to demystify a lot of things that has been mystified. Things like meditation and awareness and consciousness, you know what I'm saying, spirituality, things of that nature. Because you say meditation, people automatically see somebody sitting in the middle of the floor with their legs crossed. But
Yeah,
that's
I picture a bowl. You ever dated one of the bowl chicks?
Nah, I ain't dated a bowl
Yeah, you ain't
chick,
missing
man.
nothing, man.
I ain't missing nothing. Just sound bowls, man. They cool too. I like that. But a lot of people think meditation is about sitting with your legs folded in the middle of the floor, but that's really just an exercise, no different than a squat is an exercise in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Meditation is actually the practice of presence.
Yeah.
And in the gym, like, you know what I'm saying, that's why I try to teach my clients, like, man, we're here to be present. We're here to tap into yourself, because when you tap into yourself, you release things that go beyond the gym. And that's pretty much my initiative in all my coaching. It's like, man, let's not just use these skills in the gym, but let me teach y'all to use these skills in the real world as well.
Great. No, I like that, man. That's what's up. Where you at? What's your home base? Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, man. Right now, I'm training out of the Loft Athletic Club.
You know about the Loft?
Out of Decatur Street.
Nah, I don't know about the law, but I know about Atlanta trainers.
Do you know about
No, hold up, man.
No, I'm not saying you one of them. I'm just saying,
Why you laughing? Because
Bro, I
you
know
know
what
about
you
Atlanta
mean.
trainers
I know what
too.
you
You sound know what you mean.
Yeah.
Boy, that's where they at.
yeah, my
There
girl
is some
cannot-
of 'em in there.
My girl will
man,
not
shout out
have
to
an
her
Atlanta
line,
Your
gym.
girl will not never work out at the loft.
EJ.
I wish my girl would.
Man, don't you step foot on the loft.
Evolution.
Nah,
in
man,
it.
ain't
No,
like
we
that,
breaking
man. Ain't like that, man.
Now it's just
I'm sure some good ones now that's really about their business, but like
But-
I say about 80% of the trainers in Atlanta, you know what they on.
But the
Now,
train-
85.
well, them boys be hell now.
Yeah.
You send your girl to one of them if you want to.
But the thing about it though, I will say this though, bro. It's just like that place is a place to where just like, bro, if your relationship ain't stable and your people ain't stable, bro, the trainer ain't even gotta do nothing to them. They gonna do
They
something to
ain't
the
got nothing to
trainer.
do with it.
It's just that environment. Just it scream like get at something. It scream get at something, boy, and it's in there.
Man,
like
they-
everything on your timeline that you be like, bruh, you see this?
Brother.
It's in there.
I've been in the gym in Atlanta on the treadmill watching a nigga training a girl, and I'm be like, I know this ain't professional. I don't have
You
no
know what,
training.
man? I will say like the Loft ain't one of them type of gyms.
Nah.
Everybody in there working, they get into it. But what Bone's speaking to is like an active person is a certain type of energy, a certain type of
For
mentality.
sure.
And when you see a motherfucker in there focused and locked in like that, that shit gonna look good to you. And if they look good physically too,
Yeah.
and they got their mind
come
state,
in the
like,
loft
man,
then.
shit-
Let me see
And I
what's-
will
I need to see what's going on in there.
say that gym is not like that because it's a lot of who's in there, and it's a lot of egos in there, and it's not a lot of people that really want to be even seen like approaching nothing or shooting at nothing. Everybody kind of locked in. So I will say that though, it's probably one of the best gyms I've been to out there.
It's a vibe.
Yeah,
man. You
but
gotta come check it out.
But boy,
No, for sure.
you gonna get you an
I'm a
extra set
dog.
because it's
I
in
got
there
to
now.
see. Yeah,
You know
The motivation in
the
there.
motivation in
You know
there.
what I'm
You
saying?
gonna get
You
an
gonna
extra
work.
set.
You gonna work. You ain't gonna
That
be
man
in
had me
house
doing
just-
squats and all kinds of leg shit on.
No,
You
you
done
don't
did
do squat.
leg day with me before, boy. You know I ain't with that shit. And then man, I'm in that
to,
bit full leg day workout, bro. No breakdowns, no
Yeah.
nothing. I'm doing like I work out with him every day. I paid for it the next day, boy, but you can't break down
Nah,
enough.
not a here.
No,
Can't,
no,
man.
you gotta act like you belong.
But yeah, it's a good vibe though, man. So
Well, a couple fitness questions, man. I seen I guess it's about training, right? I'm gonna play a quick video. Before I came to the podcast, I just pulled up over my DMs and Bone had sent me a DM and I found this interesting. It was about what's his name, Josh Cribbs.
Josh Cribbs, yes.
And he was speaking on, I guess him and his wife was having a debate about, should you force your children to train?
seen it.
You seen it? So I'm gonna play it, and now I'm curious to know what everybody thinks about his take on everything. Let me play it real quick. Your boy, you gonna add you gonna link it in? All right, cool.
My wife and I had a disagreement. I evolved my thoughts to understand that, you know what, she may be on to something. After we worked out with our daughter and we would help train her in volleyball and push her through, she realized she wished her mom had pushed her more. Now, I argued with her and saying, yeah, but you didn't want that. And she said, I know. Her mom played Division I basketball. She wished her mom would have pushed her to do something like that. So now I'm thinking, should I push my children to do it regardless if they want to or not because I know better? Should I risk my relationship with my child to force them to be great even against their will? Should I be Joe Jackson and create a Michael Jackson, a Janet Jackson, a whole family of greatness? Should I sacrifice a great relationship with my children in order to see them succeed in the future? I'd rather be hated. Hey son, you ain't gotta like me. Long as you successful, I done my job. Long as you turn out to be him, I done my job. My glory is watching you become something great. Sports or no sports. I don't mean we have to be cruel. We have to stay consistent. We have to instill discipline in the house. Priorities with time management. We have to do what's unpopular sometimes in our household. You can't go over your friend's house. Nope.
So basically, his summary was, his wife was saying that she wished that her mother had pushed her a little bit more, so she could have been great at some type of sports or just whatever level of greatness. I guess her mother played Division I basketball. So the debate is, there are these families that you hear about, like Serena, and you hear about the Ball family. You know what I mean? And you hear about what's the one he had made mention of, Joe Jackson, with
The Ultimate Family.
Right, these parents who force these children damn near out of a childhood so they can have an epic adulthood. You know what I mean? Just what's your take on that in general? Like, do you feel like you should force a child to train for something even when they either don't want to or definitely don't see the benefits down the line from what they putting in?
I think that if you are parenting properly, then you won't be popular. I think that it is on us to give our children the things that they don't think they need, because we know one thing he said in there that stood out to me was when he said that we know better because I know better. You feel me? And I think from a parent, and I think that's why we have so much disruption in our community, is because we're friends with our children and we're allowing them to choose too often in situations where we should be choosing for them. You feel me? Just like if you were to allow your children to choose what they ate every night, they'd probably be unhealthy. You feel what I'm saying? And I had a conversation with my son, and that's what made me it's like this parenting shit, bro. There's no wrong or right way to do it. You're going to get some shit wrong in the process, and by the time you figure it out, your children will be grown. Yeah. Right? So I'm having a conversation with my son, and he was telling me that, Dad, why you ain't do this, or why you ain't make me do this, or why you ain't make me do that? And I was like, I put it on the table for you. It's like you didn't want those things. You feel what I'm saying? He was just like, well, why you ain't make me do it? You feel what I'm saying? And I said that I've watched too many fathers sacrifice their relationships with their children to push them to greatness. You feel me? And I said, as your father, it was important to me that we had a dope-ass relationship over you being a basketball player, a great basketball player. You feel me? And when you genuinely said you didn't want something, I respected that. You feel me? Because the relationship was more important. But he still couldn't understand, like, well, shit, as my dad, you knew what was better for me. We would have been fine, you feel me? But that's something you realize, hindsight, like later. Just like my dad used to always tell me, I always say this, is that you don't understand what it's like to be a man until you're a man. You feel me? And have children of your own. And I think a lot of the lessons that we instill in our children and give our children, they won't appreciate them until they're adults. You feel me? There's going to be some pushback and there's going to be some issues along the way. But that's what happens with anything. If you go to the gym with a great trainer, you feel me? You're going to hurt and you're going to hate them. You feel me? But you're going to love them results at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So I think the results are all that matters at the end of the day. And I think that there has to be a sacrificial lamb in the process of changing generational curses, right? And sometimes that's going to be you. If it has to be you if you don't have wealth. You feel me? Because just like you speak about the Balls and the Jacksons and all these people, right? One thing that these people have is the luxury of not having to do that with their children. You feel me? That's why you see a lot of talented people who have untalented children. You feel me? Like Michael Jordan's children are not talented. You feel me? It'd be like the guys like Dale Curry who had an average NBA career to make the next greats. And I think that he's a great example because you get a balance in that sense. You feel me? You get like the average players, like I don't have pressure on me to go be Michael Jordan. So I still have time to kind of work on my kid and be there. So I think balance is like it's not always there for people who are in poverty either. You feel me? I think Dale Curry had an NBA career, you feel me? So he still had some type of balance. But I think somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb and breaking generational curses. And I think sometimes that's you feel me? And then your children can go on and not have to have that type of relationship with their children. They can have more balance. They can balance the work and the training and pushing them because you're financially stable. But and I think back to like a lot of the things that I know I should have did with my kid that I didn't do. You feel me? And the relationship still goes kind of sour because you didn't do those things and they resent you for that. I mean, quick, I ain't gonna ramble too long, but Will Smith had a story about when him and his kid, I was reading this book. You read that book too, right? He had a story about him and Jaden, and they did I think it was The Pursuit of Happiness was the movie that they did that won all the awards. Right. And he was like, he pushed, and Jaden did great in that movie. He was like, he pushed him so hard in that movie to where it kind of broke him, and it made him not want to like act no more. But they got all these awards from the movie, right? So they went on and did After Earth after that, and he was like, I wanted to take a different approach this time. So on the movie set, he had his own trailer. He had like a damn near theme park on set for him to like play on. You feel me? And they did the movie. He made him comfortable, and the movie bombed. You feel me? And after the movie bombed, Jaden came back and he like resented Will for it. You feel me? Yeah. And he asked to be emancipated after that. Like I want to be. I don't want nothing to do with you no more. You feel what I'm saying? So it's funny how like you're gonna get resentment one way or another. If you push too hard, you get resentment. If you don't push enough, you get resentment. So I think it's one of those things, bro. It's a slippery slope, and I don't think anybody really has the answer to that because you watch it done both ways, and it goes left both ways, and sometimes it goes right. Even in the case of the Jacksons, I think that's a situation where it's like, damn, bro, like they all successful, but it's a group of weird ass people too.
Yeah, listen, they really hit Will with a car in that movie though. I know they ain't got nothing to do with that. But
which movie?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you though. And listen, this was not acting. I'm gonna show you just the scene where Will got hit by the car crossing the street. They really hit Will with that car though. That wasn't no stunt man or nothing though. I'm gonna send it to you anyway. But now, go ahead though. What's your opinion on it?
I think he left out one important component of that situation, and that's as a parent, you got to recognize whether your kid got it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to. One thing I've kind of learned is that you got to identify your kid's strong points. Because if it's something that they're strong at, and you push them, once they see that they good at it, and they see how they're embraced when they good, then they'll fall in love with it. But if you're trying to force them into something that they don't have a natural knack to, then that's when I think some of the resentment can creep in. And I like how you mentioned like Dale Curry. Cause I seen wasn't anything there.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned I seen an interview with him, and he said he pulled his kids out of AAU because he knew his kids weren't them type of talents.
Mm-hmm.
He knew his kids weren't athletic enough to shine in AAU, so he got them individual coaches that focused on skills, and that's where their strong point because they were more analytical than they was physical. You know what I'm saying? So when their analytical skills got good, then they seen that okay, I can compete with these other kids in the AAUs, and that made them feel okay. They made them feel like they fit. You know what I'm saying? That helped them fall in love with the game. That's how you got your Stephen Curry's now because hey, I'm shooting 1,000 jump shots. I'm perfecting my form. I ain't out here trying to shake you and all that. I'm coming off the dribble. I'm off the dribble. I'm coming off the screen. And I'm just shooting.
It worked,
and you know, it just
It do work.
you gotta recognize what your kid is good at.
No doubt. How just to break the question down a little bit deeper though, how close? Because when you use words like force, right? How close is that to abuse? No matter what the results are. You see some of these kids, they become greats, but you say that they don't have a good relationship with their parents, but a lot of that is because it was a form of abuse. Like sometimes to be great, you get pushed. You get and some of that is borderline abuse. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying shooting 1,000 jumpers is abuse, but you cutting it close.
Joe was abusive for sure.
Yeah.
That method, from what they've shown us in the stories they tell, that was abuse for sure. I think a part that was important in what he said too is like he said that I'm going to push my kids to be great, whether it's sports or whatever. In my household, it was always like, you don't have to do what I want you to do, but you got to do something, right?
Absolutely.
And whatever you do something, whatever something you're doing, you got to go hard at it, or you won't be successful. Especially if there are other people doing your something, and there's usually always somebody else doing your something. And they just like they say, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And if you are not talented, you have to work extra hard. You feel me? Because Steph Curry is not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but he is the most skilled. You can always, that's one thing that you can't not do. Like they say, you can always have effort. That can always be there. You feel me? And that's all I ever forced on my kid was effort.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I've never forced like, hey bro, I ask my kids what they like, is this what you want to do? Or you can pick what you want to do. I don't have nothing to do with that, right? But whatever you do, you got to go hard at it. You feel me?
Right.
Otherwise, because at the end of the day, and it's, I think like you're going to experience, because you're right, it is, sometimes it can be some form of abuse, right? But what we don't acknowledge or say enough is that if I don't push you to it in a fashion that may feel abusive sometimes in life, right? Life gonna abuse your ass way harder than I will.
True,
You feel me?
but there's so many levels between professional multimillionaire athlete and just a simple happy life.
Right.
Like there's your child has ample opportunity to be happy without being Steph Curry.
Right, 100%, and that's why I like what he said when he just said you got to know what your kid got, and when you push them in a direction on something that they're comfortable with and something they love, it doesn't feel like being pushed. You
And
feel what I'm saying?
That's where that weird shit come in too. How you were saying a lot of the Jacksons, all them kind of
Yeah, because they were forced to do something they don't want to do.
They cause mental strength.
Yeah, them folks like, I don't want to do this, bro. At this point, it's not even about me; it's about you.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I think that's another thing that we do too. We far too often we try to like live vicariously through our children. You feel me? And that's not something I've ever wanted to do. Like, so I think a lot of the times something we feel that or something we feel short at. It's always just like you see if you've been to a little league game, you see niggas who couldn't catch a football or who couldn't do nothing, like yelling at their children like they were like that. Like, bro, you suck too. That's why he sucked. You feel me? He inherited this shit. You feel me? Yeah, his genetic, bro. You wasn't fast, he ain't gonna be fast. You feel me? You
How
put
much
him,
coaching you
yeah,
get?
you'd have put him out here with goddamn Michael Vick sons, and you feel me? You ain't even make the team. Like, of course he gonna get dogged out. You feel me? So I think as a parent,
chessboard, right?
yeah, we have too many irresponsible parents that just don't understand. Like, as a parent, bro, in order to instill something in somebody or teach somebody something, you yourself have to know it first. I can't teach my kids to be whole if I'm not whole. I can't teach my kids to be comfortable if I'm not comfortable. I can't teach them to work hard if I don't work hard. And it's far too many motherfuckers that don't work hard trying to install like that into their children. It's like, bro, that ain't even you ain't even got that in your database, bro. That ain't in your repertoire. So I think like that's where it becomes abuse. And usually when it's that way, it's because like you're living vicariously through them. Like Joe, I don't think Joe could sing or dance. You feel me? Yeah, that's why it was abuse.
Yeah.
You trying to make Mike do what you couldn't do.
A lot of times that's why it comes from the parent who wasn't very successful. Like, you know, that's why Jordan, LeBron, I think is the best version of balance. I would say a highly great parent, and kids, although they won't ever reach the level he reached, still are talented at the same thing. But a lot of times, if you're very talented at something, you spend so much time being the man, you have less time to teach other people how to
100.
follow in your footsteps. My opinion on it is I don't have a preference what you do with your kids. I know some people gonna hear this and say, all right, cool, I'm gonna be that parent that pushes my kid. But in general, I don't think people understand how much it takes to be a parent. A lot of us get to be parents by default. I only know this because of my journey to be a parent, me having to fight for custody of my kid. Like, I never had the luxury of waking up to my child. That wasn't given to me. I had to fight for that. You know, I ended up getting custody of my daughter when she was 9 years old, and I had her ever since. But I just didn't have the luxury of being a parent. So a lot of dads just wake up, you know, some of them living in the house with the woman they had the children with, and you just get to be a parent. You know what I mean? Those people, Joe Jackson, Lonzo Ball, you know, whoever you want to name, they sacrificed their lives for their children to be that. Like, you need to understand that. It's not a go outside one day and show your kid how to shoot 1,000 jumpers. This is every day, all day. This is traveling to them AAU games or whatever personal. This is all the money they got to get personal coaches. Even if your kid play baseball, you know them leagues, how far they travel, how much money you spend.
Yeah.
So if you want to be this type of parent, which is fine, I just only want to let you know that comes at the sacrifice of your own life and your own wallet.
You working just as hard as they are.
1,000%.
Yeah, when they play, you play.
1,000%. So if that is your goal to raise your kid like that, understand that journey is going to take 4 feet. His 2 and your 2. Because you're going to be there every step of the way. And if you fall short, you really at that point, if you're not going to be a part of it all the way, if you're not going to be a helicopter parent, if you're not going to be on it 24/7, you're wasting your time and your child's time. So I don't want a bunch of y'all out there being half, like you say, yelling at the coach for no reason. Like, bro, he's sorry because you sorry. If you're not going to put in that, sacrifice your life, that means your smoking, your drinking, your hanging out, your time with women, all of that has to be dedicated, and then you'll get the results of the Jalen Bronsons or the Serena Williams, and then you'll get those
If
results.
you lucky.
If you lucky. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's why there's so much, I think that's why parents who parent like that seem so bullish or abusive, is because in all of those scenarios, the situations that we spoke about, the parent knew what was being sacrificed, but the kid didn't understand it. So when I know something and you don't, you feel me, it seems like abuse to you. You feel me? But to me, you just don't know what's at stake. But when you get to a certain level, that's why every time you see a player get drafted, you feel me, whose father pushed him, they cry at the podium and say, I understand what all that was about now.
Right.
I didn't understand it then. I hated my father. He pushed me hard, but now I see what it's all about. You feel me?
1,000%.
And it'd be the first time they see their parents show any emotion as at the finish line. So I think that's why it can seem like abuse, because along the way, I'm too locked in and too focused, and I'm too frustrated myself and too, you feel me, invested to even show any emotion, because we got to be focused on the task at hand. And it's just like at the finish line is where you see it. So it's just like you got to understand that too. If you're one of those type of parents that like, you won't be liked.
No.
You won't be liked until the end, at the finish line. You're gonna get your love at the finish line. Yeah, so don't be looking at little Tay like why he ain't, you feel me, why he don't want to eat dinner with you, why he don't want to do nothing with you, why he don't want to be around you.
They got cramps, that's why.
The
calves locking up as we speak.
Yeah, swell.
Yeah.
But it's just like I prayed for that type of situation though, because I didn't have any of that. I didn't even have the slightest bit of that. I was great at sports, bro, and I was like one of them project kids that had so much potential, you feel me? But it was just like there was no push, you feel me? I can't even recall a time where anybody showed up to a game throughout my whole entire life. Not one game. I'm averaging fucking 20, 30 points and no one's there. You feel me? Nobody even know you 5.
Yeah, you can always have more kids. That's always an option. You
right.
can always start from scratch.
Yeah, that's that. And I'm not doing that. We good where we at. And it's just like for me though, it's like greatness don't necessarily. I think people sometimes confuse what people mean when they mean like great. I think people when they see great, they always think of like LeBron or Steph Curry. No, bro, you can have a great child that's just living a peaceful life and just doing something average. Have a regular job. You feel me? If they happy and they're thriving and they're healthy, then they're great, bro. That's greatness. Like, it's cool, bro. Like, greatness has different levels based on who you are and what you're looking for. But it's one LeBron in the world, bro. It's one Steph Curry in the world. You feel me? So if you fall short of that don't mean you ain't great, bro.
1,000%. Hey, you said you did some form of life coaching, right? Or in that realm?
Yeah, kind of in that realm. Yeah.
Okay, I got a life coach question, right? I wasn't going to ask this, but when I heard you did some life coaching, I have this opinion about relationships. I think you mentioned something like this too, though. You said one of your biggest fears, this is an old podcast, when you said one of your biggest fears was being with somebody and then finding the person you love. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Where you're in a relationship and then you bump into the person you're supposed to be with, right? I think that honestly is the detriment of most relationships. I think that is the biggest struggle in relationships, like across, not even just black cultures, across the United States in general, right? I can't speak for other countries. I haven't spent no time there. But I think marriage failures in the 70s, you know what I mean? Even more so in our culture. And I think that's because people apply long-term goals, people apply long-term thoughts to temporary people. I guess I'll break it down to you like this. How you ever see somebody like, let's say you have a friend or a person you know meet a girl, right? Cool, and they get into a relationship. Now, he introduced you to that girl or you bumped into them somewhere and be like, oh, this is my girl, right? Cool. They're together because they met each other first, right? Who's to still say that's not your person, though? Like, she just met that dude before you. And I know people want to set these boundaries and say, well, oh, okay, it's more fish in the sea. It's more, and it is more fish in the sea. But what happens when somebody catch your fish? You get what I'm saying? So one of my personal things is, and I'm doing this from a personal situation, I believe somebody that is, I'll say potentially, I won't go all the way stalker, crazy. I believe somebody that is potentially for me has a boyfriend. And I'm just going to wait it out. And I know people think that's crazy, but it's like, and the worst part about it is I have information that could end that situation, but that's green as fuck. That's what I'm not going to do. You see what I'm saying? I'll just wait my time because that ain't even how I want it, though. But do you believe that the love of your life can be with somebody else?
I believe,
because people do the whole if it's meant to be thing, and I'm not with all that if it's meant to be shit. Sometimes you got to go get what you want. I
agree with that. But I also have a different perspective. Like, man, I think love is a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, either you gonna do that shit or you not gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And when you choose to do that shit, you gotta goddamn block out everything else because love ain't always goddamn hug, kisses, and hearts.
But I have blocked out everything. I blocked the shit out of her boyfriend. I don't care. I don't care that he there.
But how do you know that's your person though?
Just from interactions. Like,
is that her mask or is that who she is?
No, that's who she is. Because number one is, you don't have no reason to put on no front for me. I'm not your dude. And she strongly believes her relationship is gonna last. I disagree, but she strongly, I believe she loves her dude, and I believe and I love how she rock with him. I faithful. I think she believes in it, but she has no reason to be anything. But I know her personality and how she is. It fits me perfect. And I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm not saying that there won't be issues if I get her. I'm not saying that the road gonna be easy. I just know that this quality of person is something that I have not met ever, and I know the vibe is already there. And you got a whole dude.
And does she think you're her person too?
What's that now?
Does she think you're her person too, or does she
no,
even know you?
She thinks she got her person. But here's the thing though. I know she knows something because I'm not a covert person. Like when I see her, I let her know, like, hey man, listen, you on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Any woman who didn't think or didn't feel the vibe or understand that something could be there was tell me to stop doing it.
She wouldn't entertain.
Yeah, and I do it all the time. It ain't like one time I do this. It ain't like I do this every time I see her.
She just feed right into it.
Yeah, she's smiling. And she take it with a stride. She told me one time the reason why she allowed me to do it is because she know I don't have no malice in my heart. Like, I'm not trying to take her from her dude. I'm not and I'm really not. I'm not trying to take her from her dude at all. I want it to fail. on its own.
Right,
you feel me? I want him to do something wrong so you can understand what I'm like. If I come take you, you still might love him. You still might feel like he might do something better than I do, and then you'll be like, I should have stayed over there. But when you see who he really is, which I know he's a sucker, not because he got her, I just knew him prior to, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm just gonna let him rock out. But I truly believe that this is but I hate to say my person and just guarantee it like that, but I feel strongly about that.
That goes to the point I was gonna make. I have made that statement, and what I've learned just from living, bro, is that as long as I think like that, I always feel like that.
What you mean? Right.
As long as I feel like that fear of my fear of meeting my person when I'm with my person, right? I'll always feel like that if I think like that. The goal for me, what has changed now is like I realized it, and it was just like it just hit me one day to where like, bro, like if you focus on what's in front of you, then that fear will go away because you'll start seeing all the things that you want to see in your person. Now, mind you, listen to me. Go ahead. What you can say?
What y'all doing? It take two dark-skinned niggas to gang up on me. I see how y'all trying to pay me.
Listen to me. I'm coming around to support your point.
Okay, let me see.
I'm coming around the corner to support your point, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is that I think whatever we believe is true. You feel me? So just like if you believe that's your person and you wait it out, that will be your person. Like, because anybody that I've been with, bro, I've seen it before it happened. You feel me? Even my relationship now, I called it. You feel me? When I met him, I said, hey, bro, you're going to be my woman. You feel me? I'm going to move you here. We're going to be doing this. And they was just like, boy, go ahead.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, that's what's going to happen. You feel me? And I believed it. I pursued it like I believed it. You feel me? And it happened. So I just think whatever we believe to be true is true most of the time. If we feel like we're going to meet our person while we're with our person, we'll find our person in somebody else that may not even be our person. You feel me? Because we're not focused on what's in front of you. Your person could be your person if you if you looked at them and seen them like that. Because there was something, and I've learned this, bro. I've gone back and like smashed motherfuckers from the past that I felt like, bro, I don't never want to let go of them. This is gonna be my people, right? Right. And as soon as that motherfucking skeet leave my body, you feel me?
Whole perspective.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, nah. There was a reason why I left and moved on from that in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? And there's a reason why I chose what I chose. You feel me? So, and I just started like you said, blocking shit out and focusing on what's in front of me, and the way I felt started to change because what I was looking at and what I focused on changed. You feel me? But if I'm always focused on something outside of what could be, then what could be always gonna show up.
I get your point, what you was telling me about as long as you think like that, then there's a possibility, right? But how many relationships have to fail till we realize we're doing something wrong? It's a reason why that majority of relationships fail. The percentages show it ain't just me talking, right? So we've all been in love with somebody. A lot of times it takes 4 or 5 relationships to get it right? Some people have went through a lot more than that. And then the person you break up with, including yourself, you end up with somebody after that. You end up married to somebody after that. You end up with children with somebody after that. Sometimes you carry children over from another relationship just to get in another relationship and have children by somebody, right? We have all these blended families now. So clearly we're doing something wrong when it comes to dating, when it comes to selecting our partners. And I believe it's because we put so many stupid boundaries that make absolutely no sense that we think that failure has to be cheating or beating, right? Like, so you know how many people are suffering in relationships? There are people in their relationships that don't enjoy nothing about one another. We just gonna stick with it because of the time we have invested, right? So we gonna hang on another 2-3 years knowing that it's not gonna work just because of the time we invested, or that we bought a home together, or that we have children with one another, only to meet the inevitable one day, right? And we split up. So I believe we have to identify failures a lot faster. Like, nothing has to be wrong for the relationship to not be right. Like, you don't have to be a bad person for you just not to be my person. You don't got to cheat on me, or if you're a man, you don't have to beat on somebody. Or like, this person can be loving on you pretty good. This person can still be attractive, or the sex can be cool. It's just not your person. So I just have this theory that it's just like, just because somebody is with somebody, I'm not gonna scratch that person off my list of potential could-be's. You know what I mean? And that goes for even when I'm in a relationship. Not that when I have a person, I'm looking for somebody else. I've just lived long enough to know, bro, I've had relationships where you couldn't have told me that this wasn't my person. Like, if you had even tried to mention that this wasn't gonna work out, man, I'd be like, man, what kind of shit you on? I love this. I know we gonna be all right, bro. Mind your business. And ask me, are we together now? Fuck no.
I think a part of that though is that I think we have many persons. You feel me? I don't think there's just one person I don't think there's one person for one. And I also think that in relationships, I think we see things as failures that actually aren't failures a lot of the time, right? I don't think we weather storms enough. I think that the way we feel about each other is going to come in waves if we are together for a long time. So I think that it's important to choose somebody who you are in alignment with and you have the same goals and you work well together.
Right.
Because the way we feel about each other is going to change on a day-to-day basis. And I've learned this because at the first sign of a red flag of feeling like something was failing, I would just leave the relationship. But I've gotten to a space now to where when something goes wrong, I'll sit with it for a minute. You feel me? And I'll allow it to process. Because far too often I find myself like reminiscing or reaching back to the past because it wasn't done. You feel me? It wasn't done. We had a moment that was bad and we allowed that moment to end us. And now I'm with somebody else when I should probably still be with you.
Right.
You feel me? So now it's like a thing now to where if I get into it with somebody or I have an issue with my woman, it's like I allow it to process and sit on it for a minute. You feel me? And if it doesn't get back good, you feel me, or it doesn't seem like it's on the pace to going back in the right direction, then maybe it is failed. But you got to I think we have to learn to like sit through things and work through things because, like you say, I think the what you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, I just want to be clear that I'm not talking about relationship issues, right? I'm not talking about if we have a bad day, something go wrong, disagreement, I see a text out. That's going to happen even in right relationships, right? There are going to be things. So I'm not talking about something happening and you being like, oh, you just ain't my person. That's not what I'm talking
about. But that happens.
I know
what
people
I'm saying.
Gonna take it like
I'm saying
that.
that people.
1,000%.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No. That's why I wanted to be specific where I said nothing has to be wrong. Okay, I have a theory on something I call gap love, okay? I've been in it before, and I've been on both sides of the coins. I've been the person with the gap, and I've been the person dating the person with the gap. And what I mean by this is, typically when you're in a relationship, I believe that someone loves the other person more than the other. Right?
Factual. Every time.
Cool. Now, what happens is, sometimes you get in this relationship not because you love somebody, but because you love how they treat you. I love how you love me. Does that make sense? So I think sometimes that people are in whole relationships because, man, you treat me amazing. You offer me something the last couple people didn't offer me. You look better than the last couple people look. You might be the pinnacle of what I think I can get. You feel me? And that's why I love you. But the same is not the same in reverse. So now we're dating each other and you have a gap because I'm truly not your person, right? But you are my person. Like, I think you're the fucking world, right?
Right.
You just like the fact that I think you're the world. Does that make sense? So cool. We go on and we date each other and everything's good because it's a good balance. I think you're the world. I treat you like that. You enjoy being treated like that.
And it's usually not reciprocated.
It's not. And what will happen is eventually we will reach a point where all that will wear off and then that gap that you have will continue to grow, right? Over years and years. Just like if you have a crack in a boat, right? Eventually, over time, that crack will get as long as that boat is long. You see what I'm saying? And I believe that's what it does over time. We spend so long with the wrong person because you knew deep down in your soul, nothing was wrong with that person. I just know you not for me.
Right.
And I've done it. I've been in a relationship with a girl who loved the shit out of me. And bro, I knew.
Right.
I knew this wasn't my last stop. Deep down in I tried to make it my last stop. I tried to find the beauty in it. I tried my best, like, man, I'm tripping, man. I got this great, and it just wasn't that. And it's happened to me in reverse.
Yeah.
You know, I've loved a woman who didn't.
And was it the case to where the wider that gap grew, like the more you long for your actual person, and and the thing about that gap is like the bigger it gets, the easier it is for your person to actually slide into that gap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what happens is because you have a gap, and I think this happened on both ends of my situation. Because you have a gap, you do not pour back into your relationship.
That's a
right?
fact.
There's a hole in your cup, right? So even though you're able to give love to your partner, you're not able to give it back at the rate that they're giving it, right? So eventually the scales will be they pour so much into you, and I just don't have enough to give it back to you because I've had a hole in me the whole time.
And that's how you know it's love, because a motherfucker will pour more. They'll pour more, and you'll appreciate it less than you do. Yeah, so, you'll pour less.
So sometimes
when you have a person that's continuing to pour more, what in you is making you say that's not your person? It's just the connection isn't there. It's just what is the deficit?
You know what? I mean, that's a great question. For my specific situation, I really couldn't tell you. It wasn't that she was unattractive. It wasn't that sex wasn't good. I honestly just saw myself with something else.
See, that's what I was finna say.
And you usually know this from the beginning, though. You know it from the beginning, and you just roll with it because it's convenient and it feels good. Like you say, they pouring how they supposed to pour, and you have everything. Like he say, he asks you like, why wouldn't you? And it's like you don't know why you should even leave.
Yeah,
but it don't even make sense.
And here's the thing, though. I know it's easy for people to say, well, you know, love is a choice, and you should choose to do something different. You can't choose. Like when you're in that situation, I'm not talking about two people in love and then things get bad. That's when you have to choose, right? That's when you have to choose love. You have to choose to be happy with one another, right? But in this particular situation that I'm referring to, you cannot. It's like your body. You cannot make yourself like I can't touch my eye. I cannot keep my eyelid open.
But the thing is, in those situations, you need to try to understand what it is. Because who's to say that won't come up again when you get with the next person that you think is your person?
What I've done is, again, I've come up with these theories about identifying and not having stupid boundaries to cut off my person. I believe that maybe I've met people that would have worked for me or what I would have had a better chance in a solid relationship with. But I was either in a relationship I shouldn't have been in, right? So I turned down that person, right? Because I'm in a relationship. I'm not cheating, right? I turned down the opportunity to meet somebody good, or like I said, just my selection process in general.
You worry about a body count or some weird shit like that.
Right. And those are the things that I have taken off. Who they used to date.
Or, what they used to be.
And those are the things that I've taken off the table.
And that's the thing, see, that's self-work. You know what I'm saying? Because who fucking cares about a body count?
I care.
I mean,
I care.
I mean,
we can work on it.
I'm not saying I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I mean, when you over considering certain situations, I ain't gonna say body count for example, but like you saying, like this person is doing everything right. This person is pointing. This person is showing all the effort, but at the same time, you don't know what it is that won't allow you to connect with that person, or you in relationships with a person that you feel that you know inside that you shouldn't be with. That goes back that the only person in that situation is you that you need to look at. Like, why are you in a situation with a person that you shouldn't be with? Why don't you know what this person is called you? Why don't you know the reason that's causing the disconnect between you and this person? That's like when you that comes back to self-awareness and understanding yourself. You know what I'm saying? And
I agree.
No, I was gonna say to your point where you talk about the boundaries and the stupid things that we list. I always say that in order like to really know what we are, bro, you have to remove everything that we have created, all these extra shit, and go back to just human nature. You feel what I'm saying? And for me, in situations to where I kind of felt like I didn't have my person, it was just like all of the things that we've made important, all of the things that we say count. You feel me? That we made up that have nothing to do with human nature were there. You feel me? But the things that were primal weren't there. Like just something as simple as being able to like have a conversation and you got my humor and we can joke together and it's just like the vibe is right. You feel me? Yeah. And you might not have none of the other shit. You might not have a job. You might not be put together. You might not be ambitious. You might not be none of this shit. But it's just like we fit. You feel me? And then you got this other person who you don't fit with that has everything else. But I just think at the end of the day, when you go to a primal nature, bro, connection is the only thing that matters, and that's the only thing that determines who you should be with.
1,000%.
Yeah, so it's like I don't care. Yeah, and I think men are closer to that than women because men don't worry about how much you make most of the time or what you got going on. Like you'll go, if you feel like somebody you vibe with work at McDonald's, you perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you feel me? If she ain't had to have no college degree, she ain't got to be a certain height, she ain't got to be none of that. If the vibe there, you there. You feel me? And I think the disconnect a lot of the time, not to blame women, but I just think that their list of things that they want and desire are a lot longer than ours. You feel me? Like your soulmate might be 5'4". You feel me? And here you are looking for a 6 foot nigga. You feel me? And it's just like you keep getting with people that you don't connect with because you're basing it on superficial things and things that don't have nothing to do with primal nature. You feel me? Like animals do shit like smell each other, like be around each other a few minutes and be like, I fuck with them. And they roll with each other for life. It ain't nothing else. You feel me? But
I've seen women give men hell for shit that's just natural. Like I've seen women write men off because they single. Like, oh, you tried to talk to this person. You tried to talk to, I'm single. Like, what do you mean I tried to talk? Of course I did. I'm single.
Right.
Like, what was wrong? What do you want me to do? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the problem with that? I'm single. I'm trying to see who's for me. Yeah, if this person, you're not the only attractive person in the world. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen women write dudes off because they talked to somebody they knew in like middle school, and them folks be 30 now. Yeah. Oh, they talk to a girl I know in middle school. Like, bro, you 30.
Yeah. And we fight our feelings a lot too, bro. Somebody will be feeling you and know you for them and not pick you based on a bunch of shit that everybody say like is important and they shouldn't pick you for. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, you've been with somebody and you be like, damn, bro, I really like her, bro. And they be like, man, you know, like, bro, she done fucked all, it was so. And I'm just like, damn, bro, so now I gotta like not fuck with her because of the connect. I got the connection, but it's just like all the other shit is in the way. And It's like none of that shit really matter at the end of the day. Just like you say, we had the podcast about if your homie was talking to somebody and it didn't work out and that wasn't a person, and you come behind them, like, is that fair or foul? You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, it's fair, bro. You feel me? It's fair because it's just like, you can't help who you connect with. You can't help who you vibe with. You feel me? And you shouldn't let that deny you who you. That's why it's just like, I know if one of my partners meets somebody that I used to rock with, and I just like, damn, bro, y'all really like fit, bro. Go ahead, shit. Go ahead. Like, you feel me? You really don't need my blessings, but you got them.
That's some mature shit.
Yeah, you got it, bro. Because like, I didn't vibe with her like that. I didn't see nothing in her. I couldn't stand to be around her.
Most niggas won't say that, and that's what bothers me.
Yeah, I can't stand to be around her. But like, y'all vibe, bro. Go for it. And anybody that has somebody that if you vibing with somebody, bro, and y'all got a connection, bro, nothing else matters.
Sure. Now, it's some weirdo shit where niggas want to talk to everybody you talk to. Like, that's weird. Like, all these ain't your person.
Right.
Like, and bro, if you just behind me in the line, like everybody I talk to, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with a person. Like, you know your partners to know who genuinely after something and who just wants something because you had it. You feel me?
Sure.
Like, you just got some dudes that, bro, it's like a lot of us cast big shadows, you feel me? And everybody want to feel like they want to have what you have, want to do what you do, want to be affiliated with the things you're affiliated with. And that's just corny. You in competition.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yeah, but if you just vibe with somebody and I see y'all together, because you can kind of see it a lot of times. I could be with a chick, right? And me and her together, and we all around each other. And y'all got a chemistry, even just on some like this my homie shit, and y'all got a chemistry, y'all laugh together, y'all joke together, you can see it, you feel me, you can feel it. So it's just like when I ain't rocking with her no more, and she like, hey, so-and-so, I'm like, y'all seem like y'all fit anyway, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, if he don't care and y'all don't care, because what happens a lot of time, it be those two people who worried about how it's gonna look sometimes, because sometimes it could be you saying go ahead, and she worried about how she gonna look, and you worried about how you gonna look when none of that matters.
And sometimes the girl meet the homie that y'all know ain't shit. Like, he a player. Like, you know he get all the hoes. Like, that's what he get. And I got to watch this good girl go down the train. I can't hate on my homeboy, but like, man, this is a good girl. I know he going to fuck her over. But as a player, you can't say nothing. And I'm not going to knock the relationship. I'm just going to, but if I'm feeling that person and it's over, like, I feel like it's stupid for people not to go.
Man, I've had so many. I've had so many. And just to be honest, I've had so many partners, bro, to where I've had somebody I dealt with. And I'm just like, damn, bro, they be like perfect together. I don't really give a fuck about her like that. You feel me? But damn, she be straight with my dog. But it's like my dog, like, man, you feel me? And she like, nah, nigga, like, but I'm just like, bro, y'all, you feel me? Like, it would work. And you can tell and you can see a lot of the times. But
that girl I was talking about, that's their situation. They in gap love. She don't love him as much as she love the way he treat her. And like she is the pinnacle of what he can get. So he gonna hold on to that ball for as long as possible. You know what I mean?
Man, I've seen so many relationships like that. And a lot of that be what a woman is taught she's supposed to do. And she's not going about how she feel. Like, she was taught that if you find a man that does these things and to find a man that functions in this way, you hold on to him no matter what. Even if you don't feel the same way about him as he feel about you. And they'll hold on, boy.
Hey, you want me to be honest though? This why they don't watch the podcast, so I'm safe to say this. I don't want to hate on the nigga, right? Cool. You want to know how I know that they ain't meant to be together, right? So they.
There you come.
Yeah,
foul ball. Go ahead.
Yeah, foul ball for real. Like, I'm wilding, but they don't watch this podcast, so it's cool. Just my luck. This the episode they both click on,
I swear
right?
to God, him first.
Yeah.
You're like, man, what the?
For real, he gonna know I'm telling. Man, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Here you go. So I guess they had went on like a couple's vacation, right? They went on a trip. All right, cool. And so they went with some other couples, and I know some of them couples, right? Now, none of the couples came and told me this, but I'm friends with another girl. Like, this like really my own girl. Like, not like the typical male friend. We don't hang, we don't do that because I don't believe men and women can be friends. This is just a person that I really respect. Like, she went through some wild shit, and I met her through that story, and I just really respect the fact that she overcame that. So when I say this is my homegirl, it's real, just homegirl energy, right? And she know I like this girl, right? And she like, man, I really think you would be better for her. And I'm like, man, why you think that? She was like, man, I don't really like Buddy. She said that Buddy, I guess they went on this vacation, and he went to another one of her friends and was like, hey, listen, you think you could like teach her some tips in bed? Cause she really boring for real. And I was like, man, I really want to go snitch on this nigga. Because you know how wild you got to be to do that? First of all,
that's tough,
the audacity to go to a
brought a whole
homegirl.
other person
Because
in the
like,
bedroom,
what
man,
made you pick this homegirl? As a
Right.
girl, you gonna be like, why would you pick her? You think she freaky? How you know she fired?
Right.
Where that come from? And if I am sad in bed, why would you
Why
tell
would you
my
say that,
friend?
bro?
Stop.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like that's the worst thing you could do, bro, is confide in somebody with somebody close to somebody you know about an issue y'all are having,
Right.
especially
Yeah,
in the
man,
bedroom.
That's crazy.
Like, are you
Like-
kidding me? Like
That's like my girl. That's like my girl coming
man,
in.
that's
and be like,
grounds
hey,
for termination,
listen,
man.
that
For
nigga
real, I
did
would
that.
never want.
That's
another
grounds for
woman like
termination,
that.
That's
right?
grounds
I
for
know it is,
termination,
man.
bro.
I
You
should
got
put
it.
that on the board, but I ain't gonna do it though.
Yeah, that's crazy. But he'll ruin it. He'll ruin it himself. Go ahead.
So, you say you waiting in line. Are you still open to other women?
No,
though?
I'm the. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
I ain't a square by far,
Okay.
but I am the line. There ain't no other line. Like, she won't make it to free agency. What they call it, unrestricted.
She a ground ball.
Yeah, she is
Might
unrestricted.
well give it up.
Yeah.
All the
Listen,
first round picks, everything.
unrestricted. Whatever contract she get, I'll match it. So if she get out in the streets, I'm matching that contract though. Yeah, she unrestricted, and it's his fault she born in bed though. He one of them niggas like, yep.
Somebody asked me
Yeah,
earlier.
go ahead.
Somebody asked me earlier, like, what's terrible pussy, right? And I said a large percent of pussy is not terrible. I said it's usually performance based and it's chemistry based. It's usually because what you find is some terrible pussy, somebody else came along and knew exactly what to do with it.
Right.
You feel me? I think the other 20% of what make it terrible would be moisture. That's probably about the only thing that makes some pussy terrible. It's bone dry. You feel me?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's usually the nigga don't know what to do with it. Or it's usually the chemistry, or a woman ain't got good sexual posture or some shit like that.
bro, he
But
corny.
if you know what you're doing, you could always teach that. If a woman is bored in bed, it's usually your fault. You probably just don't know what the fuck to do with her.
Right.
Because it's always a nigga that know how to train. You feel me? And it's just like most of us have, even if you've been with your girl since she was young, you have to teach her everything she knows.
Yeah.
So if a woman is bored in bed, that's usually because she's not that experienced in bed.
the
And it's on you to
leadership
teach her.
funnel.
So if you're a man,
Follow the
you
leadership.
will teach her. You
Yeah.
feel me? So anytime you hear a nigga saying that a woman is bored in bed, it's probably because he don't know what the fuck to do with her, or he bored in bed.
And I don't care if they date for 7 to 8 years. By the second week I'm fucking, if he can see that, he'll be like, man, where the fuck was
Where that
the
came
whole
from?
time? Yeah,
Where that came from?
It came with me. I brought it. It was part of my package. And I can't wait. So.
Yeah, boy, it's like the default character with the 2K shoes on. He's
Yes.
like, bitch, I got some VC. I'm gonna put everything on this
But
bitch.
you know,
Headband, all
I
that.
admire that type of honesty though. Like, you know what I'm saying? He up front with that shit. Like,
Yeah,
hey
got to
man,
have her, bro.
this is who I want. You know what I'm saying? That's right.
Nah, if God send me somebody different, then that's what it is. I ain't tripping though. But
They gonna have to feel like that though. I think you should feel that about you should feel like that about the person you choose.
How long
From
you
the
know
beginning.
this motherfucker?
I known her for about 3-4 years, and then the goofy part about it is I didn't shoot at her because I thought she was I thought she was in a relationship. Like I saw her with another dude, and he was just I didn't know her situation. Just first time I saw her, I'm like, damn, she gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And I was gonna shoot at her, but I saw her with another dude. But they was just on that was their first day talking, and I just assumed that was her dude, and I didn't. And the next time I saw her again, she was with this nigga. And he just been holding it down ever since. I can't blame him though.
We had a guest like that though one time though. And what's funny though is like I've been a nigga that was like in a situation like that to where I could have stopped everything from happening, but I just was being respectful of Buddy, so I ain't even do it. You feel me? But it was like, damn, bro, I could have, and it was like they were putting me in position to prevent this shit from ever happening. But I ain't never pressed the button on it out of respect for him. Just like, and now I watched that relationship, And I'm just like watching. I'm looking at the timer on that shit to fail, and I'm just like, bro, you just watch people settle all the time. And people just be in situations that they shouldn't be in, and you almost always right when you see it.
So if we in a time machine, right, and you seen this whole scenario happen, next time it presents itself again, you just goddamn go caveman, goddamn club.
Oh yeah, my seed already in the soil though. Like it's when I tell you, when I speak to her, you know, in passing, I don't really do too much. But when I speak to her, brother,
I'm talking about just like a whole another scenario. You walk out here, you just walk out right now. I'm like, damn.
Oh, like if I see something different, will I shoot?
You still feel that connection. You see it with a nigga, and you don't know though. You going?
Yeah, I would at least ask. Like, hey, that's your. You know what I'm saying? That's why I went wrong. I just should have asked. You know what I'm saying? I should have just. You know what I mean? That was my mistake though. I assume, but I ain't gonna say it's my mistake because, like I said, I do believe everything does happen for a reason. I do believe you have freedom of choice and you can alter your destiny. I do believe that, but I believe everything is set up for a reason. I believe you had to date this nigga so you can appreciate somebody like me. I don't think, because she's not black, so for her to come to our culture and just experience, like, I'm authentically black. He a white
black
nigga.
to
He a white nigga.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like he not one of us, but you get what I'm saying? So that was a good transition for her to come to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then back then, bro, I was still rapping and shit. Like, that'd have been too much for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I think once you experience that, you can see something different in me.
Yeah, all that shit be necessary though. Like you said, all that be necessary. Just like I always believe that, like, in situations where we feel like we're supposed to be successful, a lot of that shit to be stalled until you get the lessons you need to have it, until the right people are around you. Because you're going to be in a position where you're blessing people that don't deserve it. You're going to be doing a bunch of shit that you shouldn't be doing. So, like, the universe will find a way to remove everything from around you before you get what you're supposed to get. Women, money, anything.
All that shit.
Yeah. So I think that's why I'm grateful for every relationship I've had, because it taught me how to be. You feel me? And without those, bro, I'd be dogging motherfuckers out still or doing shit wrong still. Because I think even when I was trying to be right and do it right, I didn't know how. And it just takes for you to fail over and over again for you to figure it out.
Experience is the best teacher, man.
For sure.
1,000%.
For sure.
I'm learning her language too, so by the time we meet, hopefully I can speak her native language.
Well, you might well say who it is with all these clues, boy.
Nah, I'm just saying that's gonna put me over the top though, because you know what I'm saying.
You can say they speak a different language. You say they ain't black.
If they saw this, they know exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Boy, you might well say who it is with all these clues.
But again, like I say, most of our watchers are of the culture. They're not gonna tune into this though. Like, he do follow me on social media, but I ain't clipping this part. But changing subjects. Speaking of relationships that ain't gonna work, Travis Hunter. Is there any hope?
Oh my God.
Is there any hope for Travis Hunter? Is he like, he has defied social media. He has defied the black culture. He's defied Dion and all his friends. Like, when your homeboy come to your wedding in the velour sweatsuit, he don't care nothing about your relationship. Like, that nigga Shador came in like a normal Balenciaga fit. Like, he ain't care nothing about that.
That shit minus 850 on Hard Rock to survive.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's minus 850, and it's just like, bro,
that's
you
a real thing.
Huh? No, that's what it need to be.
It
need to be a real thing.
It's not gonna make it.
It's not.
It 1,000%.
I ain't really kept up with it like that.
And it's like,
but you've seen it though.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You don't even have to follow it though, bro. You can see a short clip of them together. Like, they had a clip of them at the wedding, and he was dancing, making stupid faces and shit.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like, bro, she hate him. She hate him.
So what y'all think it is
what's
about
funny?
him?
And what's funny though? It's just like, rightfully so. And you feel me? I think everybody be making it like he's this victim, right?
Right.
And it's just like, bro, like, she deserved half, bro. She got to deal with this. Like, this shit look real corny, look real weird, look real like she's like, bro, she to have to deal with this type of nigga, bro.
Right.
You need to get paid, bro.
So is he just lame or what? What
Just,
it is? Like, what is it?
He a Urkel, bro.
He
He a Urkel.
For real?
He a Urkel, bro. And that's not no knock on
that's
him.
not
It's
a
just like
bad thing.
it's not a bad thing. What I'm saying is that it's a bad thing for you, a Urkel, to have that type of woman. That's not the type of woman that needs to be with a Urkel, bro. She's like somebody, because women naturally, bro, want to be led, want to be controlled, whether they say it or not, admit to it or not. They want to be led. They want to. They want to be. Yeah, they want to be controlled. They want someone dominant, right? Yeah. And there are levels to shit, right? I seen a post today where a woman said, she was just like, hell no, I'm not dating nobody that makes 6 figures, and I'm standing on that. And she was like, because I know what type of woman I am, I know what my value, and I'm like, bro, there are brackets. There are women who are out of a 6-figure nigga league. There are women when it comes to this world that they live in, bro.
Yes, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah, I'm with
Not
you.
just nigga, we average Joes. You feel me? It's fair game out here.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, when you go to professional athletes and all this shit, bro, there are a certain type of women in that world, bro.
But
and
she ain't from that cloth. She a nobody too. She don't come from
I
nothing.
understand that, but it ain't where she come from. It's how she's wired, bro. Just like I feel like Kevin Gates is the perfect nigga for Brittany Renner.
Oh yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Both mentally ill.
Right. That's the perfect
Both
nigga for
mentally.
that fits.
Yeah.
He can manage that.
Yeah.
She not gonna do him how she did everybody
No.
else. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not necessarily even a financial thing, bro. It's the way people function. Like a whore needs a pimp, bro. Pimps are the only ones who can manage whores.
Right.
You feel me?
That's a
He's a
good
nigga that's
analogy.
not a pimp that's trying to manage a whore, bro. It's not gonna go well.
It's not though.
It's not gonna go well. He needs somebody just as square as him. He needs somebody just as lame as him. You feel me?
He need Patrick Mahomes' wife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He need a white woman.
Yeah,
You
he
feel
do.
me?
He do need a white.
He
woman.
need a white woman. If ever a nigga needed a white woman, he need one.
He do though.
You feel me? I've never felt like an athlete needed a white woman.
But make that so funny that it makes so much sense.
do though. Like
Just like RG3 needed a
yeah,
white woman.
a pale
Russell
white woman,
Russell
too.
Wilson needed a white woman.
Yes.
You feel me? Like OJ, like these niggas needed white women, bro.
They do though.
You feel me? They needed white women, and like, bro, he's like, that shit is going to fail. Like, there's no chance of that being successful.
But it's like to see it in HD. It's like, I mean, okay, Love is Blind. That's cool. But damn, bro, like it's the most obvious. I've never seen a relationship more doomed, like obviously doomed to fail than this situation. Like I just, how he thinks that he's going to, and how old is he? That man is young as hell.
He young,
young
like
as
22.
hell. But how did he get caught up in it? Like, did he just never have a chick that bad?
He's
Or
never
what?
had. I don't think he's ever had a chick. Period. For one, and I think that, like, bro, women like her are like scouts, bro.
Yeah.
She's seen his potential before he's seen it. And that's why you can fool somebody like him into thinking that you've been in his corner from the beginning. The first thing he say when you mention her is, she been with me for like 6 years. Nigga, you been 5 since you was 11 to 12.
Right.
We always knew you was going. We knew Trent Richardson was going to the NFL when Trent Richardson was 8 or 9, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everybody knows that. So it's just like they scout. She's a scout, bro, and she seen him and she got on the train early because
she
she
a
seen
scout,
where it was
for real.
going.
And here's the thing: if it wasn't for NIL, they wouldn't make it. He played at a time where he was rich early.
She didn't even have to wait.
Yeah, if you had to rock out them 3 years, poor my boy, you wouldn't have made that though.
No, not on the. I'm eating sandwiches and I gotta. You feel me? No. The only reason why he survived is because they were not in poverty on the way. Just like you said, like we had a house. It's not a mansion, but it's a house, and I'm living above the means that I would live on my own.
Yeah, he was making millions.
Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, bro, like it's just weird to watch, bro, and he has like zero awareness.
Zero. You can see it on his face.
Zero.
And he's
Sure,
offended if you try to tell him. Like he took all of this to offense, bro.
What
That
they say my
man,
boy bought a 300,000 G
oh,
wagon?
yeah, bought a G wagon for sure. And rumor is, I don't know if that's true. It's just a rumor that he did it with no prenup. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I seen that shit. Too.
No, it ain't no prenup. Because she, like, bro, men like that, bro, with women like that are deadly afraid of that woman. You feel me? Like anytime she's in a bad mood, anytime she's like uncomfortable, you feel me? That man will skip practice to go make her comfortable.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, she wouldn't have did it without if she had to sign one.
He'll
You're
not sign to a certain team if she don't want to live in that city.
right. I don't see her living in Jacksonville for very long.
You feel what I'm
either.
saying? Yeah. So it's just like, I think just like even when what that was after the game, she was mad at him for like doing something.
Oh my God.
And like in the
Yeah.
middle of him supposed to be talking
Was
to the
signing-
media,
was
he
he
running
signing
over to console
autographs or
her.
some shit?
Yeah, no,
like,
that was the second incident they caught her.
Yeah,
tripping
but it's
over.
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
bro, it's like he doing the field, and it's just like anybody that's ever dealt with women in their life, bro, could see what this is. And it's funny though, because she don't even have the skill or ability to hide what she's doing.
No.
Like she don't even know how to hide it. Most women know how to
listen,
disguise it.
I think that's her superpower though. I think it comes off so like I'm so naturally disgusted with you that it make you love me though. Like
crazy.
I think if somebody's pretending, if they're not a good pretender, I can pick up on it. I think he enjoys the chase of you not being satisfied. It makes me have to compete to satisfy you. I think he enjoys making her happy. Like you're never happy, so I enjoy the chase of trying to make you happy. I think that's his draw to her.
Which is why Urkel is the perfect analogy for him, because what Urkel did the whole show.
Chase after her.
That's low right there.
You feel me? Clearly don't want you. That's why I call him an Urkel.
Yeah, but that wedding shit was nasty. But that man was behind her looking. You
Man,
couldn't
he
look
was
more.
cheesy in the ear, boy.
Man, come on, man. She like this.
I don't even remember what her face looked like. That's what's crazy.
Oh man, but you ain't even supposed to dance as a man. You ain't supposed to dance like that in your wedding anyway. Though that I don't blame her for that though. There should never be a circle at your wedding and everybody like, oh, that's not a wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you get what I'm saying though, right? That's
he
not.
from South Florida. Where he from?
I think he. I said that so reluctantly. Yeah, I think he a Florida nigga though.
I think he from South Florida.
Yeah, we down a couple points fucking around with Travis. Now he Fido. That nigga just made a pick in practice. You seen that shit today?
I seen that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he born to do that shit, bro. That's all he know, bro. That he literally was created to do what he do, bro. He is just a special human, bro. And he gonna have to go through his bumps, but I think I just see him being such a sour nigga later on, and he ain't gonna know how to manage and handle
Like
nothing.
shit like that, a break niggas like
Yeah, he gonna need a lot of therapy.
Like, that'll break him.
He gonna need a lot of therapy because he don't know nothing else.
Now you know what the fuck they. I'm not wishing this on him, so I'm knocking on wood or something. But an injury will fuck them up.
Oh, it's over.
ACL tear something. You got to be at the house and rehab. It's a wrap, son.
Boy, and what's crazy though, this is what's crazy about these type of relationships, right? Is because we don't know who these women are until they get with a guy like that. Mm-hmm. But once they date in those pools, they're in those pools, right? So after she divorce or leave him, she's capable of dating any NFL star just because of him, and she would have never sniffed the NFL player if she wasn't with him first.
Thank you. That man just put her in the elite category.
We see it all the time. We didn't know who Carucci was before Chris Brown. We don't know who a lot of people are until they date somebody like that, bro. Amber Rose, none of them, and it's like they become powerhouses off your name, and they become bigger than you. He's gonna, God forbid, he get injured and your career is over, and you just somebody we talk about in the past. She's still gonna be rolling.
She's gonna be another entertainer on NFL,
and you're gonna be sick.
For sure.
You're gonna want to jump off the nearest bridge.
And she gonna have smiles bigger than you ever seen every time they catch them, dog.
Gonna be real happy, for real happy, like the real version.
Yeah,
sick.
Hey, quick short topic though. I'm just doing this because we on athletes though. Do you think Cardi B wild for fucking with your boy? Okay, don't even answer that. That's a chick way of looking at it. This is why I want to ask you though. So there's a theory out there, like, don't leave me if I'm a cheater for a nigga who known for cheating, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think she wild for just picking someone who's known to be a sniper? Like, you do know Stephon Diggs has other women, right? Like, do we all agree on that? Like, do you think he met Cardi and be like, okay, cool, I'm a cheater?
He did not. He did not. And what's funny though, I think, and what's funny, and we had this conversation all the time, bro. What's funny is Cardi probably came to him and said, I don't want nothing serious. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
I definitely think they be doing
That's
that.
how wild it is, right? And she doing all kinds of shit with him that she probably didn't do with her nigga. You feel me? They on the boat.
Wildin',
they look like they were on a boat with a bunch of other women
with Molly.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like they all partying. You feel me? So it's just like I think women do this all the time, bro. Women punish the nigga that they love and give the nigga that they don't like the best deal there is. A woman will want to be your wife, right? Right? And then because you don't want to be her husband, she'll leave you, right? And then she'll leave that relationship and go be another nigga hoe. You mm-hmm. feel me? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, damn, bitch, if you were my hoe, we'd still be together.
Off.
You feel me? I wanted that deal. You left me as a provider, you feel me? Yeah. And then you left me as a provider to go be with somebody, right? Who's not providing. And you're giving them the deal I wanted.
Man, it's such a crazy time we live in too, because that shit just make a messy ass story too. You know what I'm saying? Because he popular, she popular, she got this shit going on with Offset.
It's out of spite at this
more
point.
attention and shit.
Yeah, it's out of spite at this point though. It's just I want to piss you off. And this is another thing that blow me about celebrities, right? And women especially as celebrities. A woman will say, hey, don't drag my name in the mud like that. Don't say these things about me. Don't put me out there like that. I got children. Mm-hmm. And then you'll come back and be like functioning like this in public.
Bucking.
You feel me?
Bucking.
Like, damn, bro, like it's what we
now, to her credit, it is Offset's fault. I don't care how
100%.
Number one, there's a responsibility to not embarrass your partner. Mm-hmm. That is a responsibility to not embarrass your partner.
Especially when you're in the world they in.
Agreed.
Facts. But even on a personal level, bro, you are an extension of your partner. right? And we do some wild stuff. People cheat all the time. People lie all the time. And when you cheat, the goal of cheating is to not get caught. The goal of lying is for somebody to believe that you're lying. You get what I'm saying? When you start doing such a poor job at cheating and poor job at lying to where it get out, bro, you're doing it wrong. Like,
You just don't care.
exactly. You just don't care. So anybody, bro, if you gonna cheat on me, don't embarrass me, dog. Don't have this shit into me. Don't be fucking people that's gonna eventually put it out. Like, they really just fucking you to make a name by beefing with me. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So she is right to be mad about that. It's like, bro, if you gonna do that, bro, it's people who are in that industry that are prepped. There are women that are prepped to be side women in that league.
100%,
Like, hey,
100%.
I'm not here to put you out, homeboy.
Right.
This is how much I charge to keep quiet. I just need my rent. I need my car. You have all the finances to do that and go home to your family safely.
And
never
your
gotta worry
woman
about
ain't gonna trip.
yeah.
But this is my point is, like, I agree with you wholeheartedly, right? But this is what I'm saying to women, right? It's just because a nigga embarrasses you, don't punish yourself.
But they don't think like that, though.
Right.
They
But
don't-
I'm trying to inform them and educate them.
Women
right?
are kamikaze, bro. They'll blow up everything.
punish
Some of these
you-
women got egos like men.
Yeah, but you're punishing yourself at the end of the day, because what you're doing is, because he gave you less and he treated you poorly, you go somewhere and treat yourself the same way he did.
You go somewhere and act like you happy being treated poorly. That's
Right,
that's the
and
trick.
that's not the
Yeah.
thing. How you really hurt a nigga is you level up and do the shit. Go get the shit that you said you wanted. If you said, like, if a man doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, right, and you decide you don't want to function with him anymore because you want to be in a relationship, when you leave him, your next situation should be a relationship.
Right, and he gonna get her pregnant.
Right.
You
Don't-
got to leave that baby off.
You
her.
gonna that's how you level up. That's how you level up.
Oh yeah, if you think he ain't gonna drop no baby off in her, it's over with.
Go
Now,
get the
this
shit.
This our baby mama. Now.
If you want to hurt us, because obviously y'all are trying to hurt us, I'm gonna give y'all the cheat code to hurt men. If you want to hurt us, go do the shit and go get the shit you said you wanted. Because when you take
facts.
less, you just look like a fool.
Yeah.
Like Offset is disgruntled and he a little hurt, right? But you know what would hurt? Like Future sick.
Yeah.
Future
With who?
sick.
With who?
Sierra.
No, that man ain't
That
sick.
man sick,
no,
bro.
no.
That man sick. He
I
been
hate-
sick for a
don't-
long
don't talk
time, bro.
about sick. No, he
is
no, he
sick.
not.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
No,
I'm gonna
he
tell
not.
you why, bro. It's the same thing I'm saying, bro.
Sierra's sick.
She's sick, and both of them are sick.
they both
In most situations, we're both sick. But what I'm saying is that it bothers us a lot more to see you go, like, if you leave me and go fuck with John Doe or bum, it's kind of comical to me.
Right.
But if you level up and you go fuck with LeBron, that's different.
Yeah, but Russell wasn't a level up. You can't go get the cornball and think I'm gonna be jealous of you and the cornball.
Yeah, but that's
Like, if you go get something real and like y'all truly like ain't tripping, like, you know what I mean? Like really like y'all, bro, like if a girl go find another dude and she like, nah, come get your kids, it's okay, I just want to spend time with my man. That's what hurt. Like, oh, you nice too?
Facts. You get the shit you
Like,
want.
you're
Yeah,
so
right.
happy you ain't even mad at the shit I did no more.
Right, but she's still
That's
bitter, so
happy,
that
though.
situation,
Right.
that may have been a bad example. I'll give you that.
If you go meet a
Yeah.
woman that you fucked over and she left you for another dude and she not mad at you no more, that's when you sick though.
Point
Like,
is though, if you really want to make a nigga sick, go get the shit that you deserve and go
Yeah,
get the shit that you say
1000%.
you wanted. And that's how you make a
That
nigga
make
sick.
a person sick.
That have a nigga balled up in the corner somewhere. Because what it is like, the issue with relationships is that when a man is functioning that way with you, right, he doesn't see the value in you a lot of the times. It's just like when you have a car and you sell it, and a nigga that you sell it to do all the shit you was supposed to do to it.
Yeah.
And you see that bitch swing back around and you like, damn, that's the Cutlass I sold you?
Yeah.
This bitch.
Now you feel mad you took that $1,000?
You feel right.
That's a good ass analogy.
Right, so it's just like we don't see the value in you and we not functioning with you properly, right? And you go off and you get this man, right? And everything about you is different.
Right.
And you ain't even mad at me. You still speak. You feel me? You just don't function with me. You closed off.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing to talk about. You feel me? Hey, I hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And you see her being treated, and he's like really showing you the value that you missed.
Yeah.
You feel me? That'll have you. You'll never forget that woman. You'll never forget that shit. You'll never live it down.
Even he tried to be cool with you, like, hey man, you need anything, like your kids, you know?
Right. Yeah.
That shit had you high.
Because it's genuine and it's real.
Yeah.
And it's not even the fact, it's like, bro, it's not the fact that the woman is moving on that hurts you. It's the fact that you had this thing and didn't see the value in it, bro. It's almost like having a bag full of fucking money. You ever seen them shows where they like take the bag or take the $5,000?
Right.
And you be like, fuck, I don't know what's in that bag. I'm gonna take the $5,000, and they open the bag and it's $5 million in it. How you live that down?
Yeah.
How you live that down? Yeah, so it's just like, damn, bro, you like, it was $5 million in that bag?
Mm-hmm.
And that nigga like, hell yeah, you need anything?
And see what they don't realize is like right now it look good. It's a great revenge tactic. If you wanted to hurt Offset, you got like let me not say hurt. If you wanted to bother him, if you wanted to disrupt his lifestyle, you're doing a great job of that. The only problem is it's a losing game for you, and that's what women don't understand. The game is not set up for you in general. It's just like black people in society. It's not set up for us, period. You feel me? So the dating game, the player game, the going back and forth, like it's not set, like you're prey, right? You'll never be the predator no matter how hard you try, right? So now you out here running this Stefan, and it looks good at first, but all you doing is you just gonna make him harder. Like eventually Offset ain't gonna give a fuck who you fucking. Because now you just prove yourself to be lesser than what I thought you was.
That shit just
now when you right, and now when you see me with somebody good, you gonna because Stefan Diggs gonna be gone. He gonna be back out here sniping. You gonna level him up.
Cause he younger than her too, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
She gonna level him
when
up.
you intentionally trying to hurt the other person, it's always gonna come back on you and shit.
Yeah, you're hurting yourself trying to hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goal is to hurt the person without hurting yourself if you want to hurt them. And sometimes, like, bro, like, yeah, there's like.
And what's after Stefan? You think how many kids she got, bro? For okay, and let's just be honest on some general shit. Ain't nobody. Stefan ain't trying to come in and be with nobody who got 4 kids.
Man, Stefan, see, that's Cardi B.
That's it.
That's it.
And then
Man,
once
let me
that
put
wear
on
off,
my
he not
belt
finna
right
come
quick.
in and be the man of your life and help you raise your 4 kids. That's not what's happening. So when he done with you, bro, what's next? Bro, you gonna have to go fuck like Clive Davis or some old white man and just be.
That's the only way you're gonna be taken serious.
For real.
And now you're miserable because now you in a situation where you got something you don't even want.
Right, you just fucking a billionaire to say I'm up here with him, but it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a lose-lose, bro. Her move should have been to like really like go find, especially while you still got your youth. I don't think women like factor that in. I'm like, bro, like y'all gotta understand that a lot of your value comes with your youth too. You feel me? And as that
Can't
fade,
say that now.
yes, you can. It's the facts. It's
Yeah,
factual.
they don't like to hear that shit.
But
bro,
so my
that's
thing
real
is like,
shit,
Don't lose. You gonna leave here with 60,000 followers? Don't you agree with that now? That'd be 10,000 gone.
listen, a lot,
That's
just like
that's happened to me before.
yeah, facts. But we here to tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
So the truth is just like a man's financial ability to provide financially is like a part of his value. Like your youth is a part of yours. You feel me? We're visual creatures, and we want somebody young, and we want somebody that still got some. You feel me? Young and spry, and you want somebody with some paper. It's fair. It's fair game. It's all fair.
That's just the reality of the situation, man. Value do increase a little bit as they get older.
Yeah, because your
And
paper
women-
increase too most
Yeah,
of the
that's
time.
what it is.
And it really ain't that you getting older,
'Cause
nigga. It's
it's
just you getting more
still-
money as you get older.
it's
If you
still
get older and don't get no
animalistic
paper,
nature.
your value don't go no fucking well. You just an
still
old nigga.
Animalistic nature, man. Like,
Yeah.
women still want to be. They want providers and protectors, and that just comes with security.
So what y'all saying to the 40 and 50-year-old?
Get a 70-year-old man because now he value you like you a young thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that because the thing about women is that they're a lot of the times their ambitions and the thing that they seek don't change with their age. You feel me? So like a woman will want a man that's 6'6", dark skin. You feel me? Young, handsome, right? And as she ages, she still wants that same thing.
Bitch be 45 with the same list she had when she was 25.
Don't
Bitch,
work
how-
like that.
bitch,
Your
how?
list got to change now.
How?
Yeah, so now when you're 45, your list got to change.
Right.
And their list doesn't change. That's the issue. The list remains the same. And these type of men that you want that are in this bracket now don't even take you serious. You just you something to do. You auntie. Like, I'm going to go hit auntie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you ain't taking you serious. Yeah, that's why I'm just like, bro, like these young niggas, bro, like, and they worse than we was when we was young.
And that's what they don't. And they around here thinking the young niggas better. That's how you know women are just sometimes be
These young
delusional.
niggas
It's like
different.
oh, but like we talked about on
These
last
ain't even
podcast.
YNs.
Yeah, they talking about no younger men are they pour life into you, and I know them niggas don't care
pouring
about
dick.
nothing, bro.
Yeah, don't care nothing about you. They telling stories about you. They snucking videos. You. They passing you. Come on, man. Yeah, come on, man. This shit wild out here now. But they list don't change, bro. And I don't think that gets talked about enough. I don't think people talk about that. Women's list does not change, bro. No matter, and they delusional to like their value when like, bro, we all lose value as we get older. It's not just women.
Sure.
You feel me? That's why I say as a man gets older, his paper got to change
get
too.
richer.
A woman don't go get an old man because he old.
Right.
She go get an old man because he usually wealthy.
Yeah,
Right.
he got
You feel
some
me?
bread, he's stable.
Yeah,
shit.
and we don't go get a young bitch just because she young. We go get a young bitch because she fine.
Like for
Yeah,
instance,
it ain't just because you young, bitch. It's the body. I ain't gonna go get no bad built young motherfucker.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
And,
Like,
and,
yeah.
and for a good example, like when, if women, I know they're not gonna like that analogy, but at the end of the day, it's like you said, we all lose value as we age. So like, if I'm 23 years old and I meet a woman, like, and she's 23, she might not give a fuck that I don't have my own place. I'm 23 years old. Would she like me to have my own place? Sure. But she can survive off the fact that you're only 23 years old. Give them some time, whatever. You can get it. But if you 40 and you don't have your own place, ain't nobody doing that. I can just go be with somebody young.
Right.
Right. I'm only with a 40-year-old because you're stable, established, and you bring more to the table. So that's how you increase your value. So it's like when you're dealing with an older woman, it's like, bro, what? First of all, you said something brilliant last podcast. It's like y'all be trying to bring shit to the table that don't matter to us, right? Like it's like you said, if I said, hey, I got a whole bunch of makeup and high heels, bitch would be like, what the fuck? That don't do, like that don't do nothing for me.
Right.
Why would you say that? So when they come to the table with us and be like, I got my own money and my own job, you be like, bitch, okay.
Means nothing.
It means nothing to
Yeah,
us. You feel
if
me?
we make a taco,
Right.
you got
Yeah.
shit for a chicken salad.
So if you're dealing with,
doing?
if I'm gonna pick a woman, I'm gonna pick something younger. I mean, no offense, people look better when they're younger. That's why you do all the surgeries to continue to look young.
You see, Kris Jenner redid her whole face.
Yo, I did though. That shit look alright though.
Boy,
How they cut that.
they got
took that
her
gobble
right,
off.
boy. She look like
What?
Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
now, like, which is insane, bro. You ain't see her?
I think I did see that shit, but I thought that was some bullshit.
Man,
That's
that
real.
shit- that boy look like an
chopped
AI
half
filter,
up.
boy.
That's what I thought that shit
They
was.
chopped half her face off. You hear me? She
Man, that
look
woman
good though.
look like she 30 years younger. Crazy.
Some
I support
technology
that
around
surgery.
this shit.
Yeah, but
You
so
support these
yeah.
surgeries.
1,000%. Oh yeah. I'd have hit Kris though. It's something about it though. Just I'd have been.
I bet you would have. Yeah.
Hey, last thing though before we go, I just have I don't want to talk about nobody famous. I just a quick serious topic. I was talking to one of my homies about his relationship, right? And quite often when you talk to men, and I say, man, how you doing? These are men in relationships. These are married men. These are men who've been in long-term relationships, children, homes, all this, right? And I noticed that when I ask men, like, how you doing? I never get a happy answer, right? When I get these answers, I be like, no, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like a lackluster answer at best. It's like, so the confusion part for me is like, is there any happiness for a man nowadays, black men specifically? I can't speak for other cultures, right? But black men specifically, is there possible to be happy in a relationship? Like not satisfied in a relationship. So don't try. I don't want you to twist these. The true definition of happy. Can I come home to a family that serves me as much as I serve them? Right? Because every black guy that I know, right, bro, I'm kidding you. I'm not kidding you. Everyone that I know, right? These are good men. I'm not talking about the YNs or my nigga who's still single out here. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about good men who go to work every day, clock in, clock out. Be at the football games, be at the practices, right? Good dudes. And every time I'll be like, man, how everything going at the house? It's all right. It's cool. At best, dog. Mm-hmm. So do you think that it's possible in today's society to be in a black relationship, I mean, like no interracial couple, black on black relationship, and there truly be a family that self-serves? Now, I know there's unicorns and there's somebody doing it somewhere, but what is the likelihood of you being a black man with a black family and feel like you are served as much as you do the serving?
I'm gonna give you an answer that you ain't gonna like.
Sure. Now, it don't matter what answer.
Yeah, I know you probably. I know
my wife ain't gonna be black, so it don't matter. You're not bothering me.
Man.
Yeah.
I think short answer is no, right? And then I'm gonna give you why I think that's okay, right? You tell me all the time that like because you are a lover in your relationships, you are a giver. You feel me? You take pride in that, and you feel me, that makes you feel good about yourself. And most men who are great lovers, right? You take pride in pleasing your woman. If she's not satisfied, then most of the time you're not satisfied. If you're a great lover,
That's a fact.
right? So I think black men have to get back to a space to where they take pride in the job that they're given, the pride in their roles, right? I think a lot of us look at providing for a family and having to go to work and having to like and not get much in return. I think we look at that as a burden, you feel me? More as something that we look forward to doing, something that we find joy in, you feel me? And I'm gonna go back on the other side of that in a minute, but I think we have to get back to a space to where we take pride in our roles as men. like we're in a culture of overcorrection. You say it all the time. Men have gone to this space to where we got feelings too, but we've gone too far in our feelings. Yeah, nigga, you got feelings, but you're a dog first. You feel me? So be a dog, and yeah, we like you got nigga. Let's talk about your feelings 80% of the time, but it's flipped, and it's like 80% feelings, 20% dog.
Right.
So we just got to get back to a space to where we take pride in our roles as providers. You feel me? Like granddaddy them used to bring shit home and like watch you play with it on Christmas and shit, and that was enough.
Yeah.
You feel me? The reward was your joy. You feel me? So on the flip side of that, I think our families have to get back to a space to where they appreciate what we're providing too, and we have to like I think men today are kind of weird a little bit. It's almost like niggas want like 50-50 almost, like
Right.
they want you to provide too. They want you to bring something. Like, no, I'm just asking you to appreciate what I provide and make it known. You feel me? Like, damn, like if you're gonna give me some socks on Christmas, wrap them motherfuckers up at least. Don't just hand them to me. You feel me? Like, it's just like, I just think we have to take pride in our roles, and the people we are loving have to make sure that we are properly rewarded for that, and it don't have to be the same. Like motherfuckers, men today want you to give them what they give you, and that's not how it works. You feel me? We give what we give, and we should take pride in that, and and our families and our women should give us what they give and take pride in what they're giving. You feel me?
So we need to learn how to be happy with nothing. That's just what you
No.
just said.
What I'm saying,
Okay,
what I'm saying.
re-explain it to me.
Let me re-explain.
What I got from that is we need to learn to take pride in going to work and doing all that and get a little reward for it, and just be cool with that. That's your reward. That your family is eating, and that your wife got a house to stay in, and that's your
part,
happiness.
That part is correct, right? But my thing is that on the flip side of that, I think we wouldn't mind doing that job if the appreciation of it was shown better.
Right.
You feel me? Not necessarily saying we have to get anything physical back.
Right.
You feel me? Because just like, bro, you got a daughter, bro.
Yeah.
And you do things for her all the time, right? And her response to it and reaction to it sometimes is like,
but that's my child,
right?
Which is a different.
But we talk about family.
Yes, but that's a different expectation from my. But I understand I'm a single father, right? So my connection with my children is direct 1-to-1. There is no middleman, right? There is no mom in between. It's me and my child. And typically in a family though, there is a mediator, right? Because the father is working, the mother is mostly with the children. So the love that the children show, like my daughter gets it directly to me. Most of the time, when in a household where the mother is present, it directly goes to the mother, and then is reciprocated to the father by way of the mother. Like, hey, go do this for your dad. Let's go do something for dad. Let's go. You feel me? Because the mother is always there. So even from the aspect of that, but just talking about my wife in general, bro, it's niggas, even if you're not getting emotional, bro, it's niggas not getting their dick sucked in a relationship. I hate to break it down to like that animalistic.
All right, you said family, so let's isolate it to the wife.
Sure.
Nigga, right? All right, cool. Let's say that's the thing, right? I think that we have to both like do a better job of identifying and appreciating what our partners are doing, right? Because just like if you at work and you're providing, you're doing all this, right? Let's say you have a woman that stays at home, cooks, cleans, takes care of the children, right? I think just like we don't get appreciated for the shit that we're providing a lot of the times, they don't get appreciated for the work that they're doing. So we both disgruntled on both sides.
No.
Go ahead.
No. Like,
go ahead.
But this ain't got nothing to do with them right now. Like, it don't have nothing to do with them right now, brother. They are good dudes out here.
Listen, you said dudes aren't happy in relationships, right?
Yes.
And I'm telling you why. I'm telling you to reciprocate.
Y'all saying the same shit.
We are really. It's just.
But no, we're not saying the same thing.
We are though.
I understand well. But
I understand what you're saying too, though.
You're saying that some form of my happiness is because of my lack of serving her. Man,
no, that's not.
Let me interject there.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Basically, what I think you're saying is,
okay,
and what I agree with you, because when you said no, I was like, but when you explain why your no is a no, I kind of agree with you in the same sense. It's that he's basically saying men needs to find happiness in understanding their role in the situation. That's basically what you're saying, right? And he's saying like, men are What I was gonna add to that is basically that.
That's okay.
But I was gonna add to that shit is that it ain't always. Sometimes it's cool just to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because shit ain't gonna always be goddamn stars and balloons and you know what I'm saying, hearts and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to find happiness in saying like, hey, I did provide this for my family. I was a protector. I was a provider. But on the other end, maybe the family could acknowledge that more in what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And that could potentially, in the long run,
make you
give
feel
that
better
man
about
more
what you're doing.
happiness
Right.
and, you know, make him feel better about what he's doing. But he's saying that, you know what I'm saying, men are just sometimes becoming a little too involved in the emotional side of the situation versus like just being understanding that you're providing, understanding that you're doing what you're supposed to do in that.
Because you go into the shit knowing you don't get nothing.
Yeah, sure, but we also have to understand, which I agree with the fact that there are some men who are too emotional. I don't like men who go in and expect women to pay half of this. I'm not with none of that either. So that's why I specifically drew it down to good men who are functioning properly, and I think that takes into like your opinion, which I respect. I just think it doesn't take into account the crop of women that we're dealing with today. We're dealing with independent women. We're dealing with career women. We're dealing with women whose serving is not on their mind at all. Like even back then, you talk about old relationships. Daddy got the big piece of chicken. When the last time you seen a bitch make a plate for her nigga? I haven't seen that in the longest time. Go ahead.
Have you ever asked the man like why it's just okay?
No, I don't. Some. If I'm closer to you, it naturally comes out. Like we talk about what's going on in each other's life. But like men who I'm not close with, I'm not gonna pry into your relationship. But yeah, I do have, and I don't want to get to because most of my homies and a girl watch this, so I don't you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, but a lot of them have explained to me, and I just feel like we live in a society where, okay, even if you meet a woman, let's take the marriage out of it, right? Even if you meet a woman, most women have a list of things that they or a vision of how they want a man to treat them, right? I always ask women this: if you get that guy who treats you perfectly according to your list, is there a list of ways you want to treat him back?
That list short as fuck.
Right.
Yeah, it's always short.
So most women don't even, if you get the perfect man, right, the man you don't even have a list of things you want to do for him. So when you get this imperfect man, there's very little thought process on what it is to serve or do.
That goes to my life theory, though, bro. That's why monogamy ain't real. That's why men get to cheat and women stay, and women don't get to cheat and men stay. Monogamy is not a real thing, bro. Like anytime anybody in a monogamous relationship usually gonna be miserable because you shouldn't be there in the first place. You're supposed to be fucking everything that move because the thing about it, if I could,
so my reward is supposed to be some more pussy.
Your reward is supposed to be the freedom of doing whatever the fuck you want to do, and that person still be there, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, because you know how my mind works when it comes to that type of shit, bro. At the end, I
just be wanting to make him the bad guy. By the way,
and this is fine because I'm about to be the bad guy right now, right? I think that in relationships, men give everything, women receive everything, right? Women have to give very little, right?
True.
And but in your reward is the woman, right? So my thing is like that's why I say monogamy is not really a real thing because we go back to primal nature, right? King of the jungle, right? He let's say I'm the fucking gorilla that brings back all the bananas, right? All these bitches mine because I'm feeding all of them. I'm providing for all of them, right? I'm not bringing back all the bananas and I got one gorilla bitch. Like, nah, all these mine. You feel me? Right. All of mine, I'm providing for them all. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't have to give anything back because in return, I have them, right? But you always going to be miserable if you're a nigga going out bringing all the bananas in and this is the only thing you got when there's other shit you can have and this thing is not giving nothing back to you.
Yeah. And for the women who bring in bananas too, fuck your bananas. So it don't work in reverse. I don't care about your bananas.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I don't need your bananas.
Right.
Yeah, no, because the beauty in it is that you don't have to go hunt for no bananas. Like, you feel me? It's like you here, all you gotta do is rock with me.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is rock with me, bro. And that's why people just won't accept, bro, that monogamy is made up, bro. It's not a real thing. Nobody's gonna be happy in that shit. People play happy in it, and if you are, it's a limited time before you're miserable, and that's okay because that's a part of the system. It go back to what you say. Everything can always be peaches and rainbows. So when I get in a monogamous relationship, I'm not sad about it because I understand what I'm signing up for. You feel me? You can't sign up for a run club and be mad that you got to run.
So as a person who I do want a monogamous, I do want a traditional marriage. Like as much shit as I talk, I am traditional.
So understand.
So I need to understand that I'm signing up for misery.
Understand you ain't getting shit back. Yo, the woman is the gift. My thing is this, right, bro?
But you might be fine with that too.
But see, this is the thing, right?
I'm not fine with that. But she got to do something. I mean,
your version of it. It could show up in different ways, though.
And what's crazy about this, though, bro? We're in a society right now to where most people, it's funny, this is the time where you ask most people, are you single or are you in a relationship? Most people are single. Most people are single. And the beauty in that, right, as a single man, bro, is you can fuck with who you want to fuck with. And it's an even exchange. You ain't got to take care of nobody. You ain't paying for shit for real except for the dinner or whatever you go, right? So when you go to a woman and you try to isolate her for yourself, right, it's going to cost you something, right? And you're going to have to do all, because this woman is free to do what she want to do too, right? So you isolate, and you coming to her most of the time. You feel me? If you're trying to isolate her to be in a relationship.
Sure.
Right? When you come to her, you're going to have to provide. And in return, you get her.
Yeah, but
so what I'm saying is that if you don't want to be a provider and you don't want to be isolated with someone, you have the choice not to.
Yeah, sure, but
and
it's
it
not
don't cost you nothing.
But sure, I think that most men are okay being on the losing end. I don't think you expect the same things from your woman as you expect to give to your woman. But it's like, even if you go back to the children thing and the family thing, if I'm out providing or I'm working a lot, right? Of course, dad's not gonna get a lot of the love, but that responsibility to explain to the children, like there are women with men who are ultimate providers. Like, you make a lot of money, but it takes a lot of time, right? You don't make money by staying at home, right? Most people have to go get it, right?
Right.
It's that woman's job to let the children know through some kind of manner that dad is providing. Like, that's why he's not here. Like, there are successful men who kids grow up and not like them because they're not home, and they think the mom is the greatest thing ever because the mother never did a job at letting them know that dad is not here because he's out providing for us. Like, and there are women who have let their children know that your father does love you, that he's not here because of this reason, that he's out providing, and they have just as equal relationship because they get the split
Peep
parts.
this though, right?
So that's all I'm saying is that I just feel like there is and I'm gonna answer your question too in a second, but go ahead.
I once upon a time I did a podcast called Anxiety Issues Podcast, and I had a co-host. His name was Adam 12 Taylor, right? And one of his greatest quotes that I've ever heard him say on a podcast is, a lot of the times our biggest issue is the choice, is the person we chose, right? Yeah. So if you chose someone who treats you in a certain fashion, who doesn't reciprocate, who doesn't make you feel like they appreciate what you're doing for them, and don't suck that dick when you want it sucked, and don't inform the kids all these things, at the end of the day, it's your fault because you made the choice.
And that's why
when these most men make the wrong choice, bro. So a lot of us choose poorly.
That's why I specifically asked you, black on black. A lot of black men are choosing to step outside their culture to make a better choice.
Yeah,
because there are other cultures who function better in serving.
That is 100% correct.
So that's why I want to know: is it possible? Well, like I said, I know there's one-offs, but for black men to date black women and have this type of relationship,
I think our issue a lot of the time is that a lot of our experiences, because we live in the environment we live in, right, will sum up black women from our environment, right? And I understand that there is a general version of what we see as a black woman in America, right?
Don't do it. Don't push me. We about to we getting close to the end.
We ain't worried about time. YouTube don't give us no limit, so we rolling, right? I think that our experiences with black women, bro, are what shape how we view them, bro. I think it's a cultural thing, right? And I don't think it's a color thing, because there are other cultures of black women who serve with no problem.
Yeah,
you feel me? Other cultures of black women?
Yes, like African women, like
I'm talking black
American.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is a culture issue. I do think it's a culture issue, and I think if you got a white girl that was raised in black culture, you're gonna get the same treatment.
Sure.
So that's why I say we have to be careful by isolating it to black women. I think it's a culture issue. We always talk about this.
They in the culture.
They are in the culture. Like, right, they are. It's most of them in the culture.
Even our elites ain't thinking about serving. I'm not even the educated and the business ones in like the well-rounded women, they not thinking about serving. They're thinking about becoming more educated and more successful in their careers.
100%. But our women are also like brainwashed into feeling like brainwashed into working against us. Like our culture is set up like that. You feel me? It's like they're trained from the beginning to work against us. You feel me? And that's the issue in itself. I just think black women have this just like they say back in the day when white women were fighting for women's rights, right? That wasn't black women's fight.
No,
you feel me? Because black women ran their households. When your granddaddy came home, he gave his check to your grandma, and she did everything with it. And that nigga went and sat on the couch and watched TV, and all he expected was the big piece of chicken.
Straight up.
Right? So it's just like they pull black women in so they could have strength in numbers. Same way they do with Black Lives Matter and all that other shit. You feel me? They pull black women in so they would have strength in numbers, and they were fighting a fight that wasn't theirs. So it's like black women are still under this thing to where they're like fighting a fight that's not theirs, bro. Like, we not against y'all. You feel me? We don't hate y'all. You feel me? We hate the way y'all are sometimes. You feel me? Right. But we don't hate y'all, bro. We just
like my more mature and more experienced like I got sons right now. And I see women. I got homeboys who are in relationships with black women that are more traditional relationships. You know what I'm saying? But my more trained, more experienced, I would tell my son to be like, "Hey man, how is her relationship with her parents? What kind of household did she grow up in? Did she grow up in a married household?"
And most of them didn't.
Most of them didn't do it because you gotta see it modeled, man. We are a type of person that learns from seeing. You know what I'm saying? So when you see mommy and daddy goddamn getting through tough times together, she's gonna be more likely to get through them tough times with you. You know what I'm saying? And in the long run too, like if we do even have situations where some may understand that, like, man, you know what, I am fighting some type of image in my head because I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But I know it exists, and I know I'm gonna have to fight through it, and I'm gonna have to learn. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you're gonna go through more bumps and bruises because a lot of that shit is social conditioning. You know what I'm saying? It's like a reflex. You know what I'm saying? They just react a certain way because that's just how they reacted all their time. That's what they learn from seeing, and that's what they see modeled all over social media,
1,000%.
all over TV. That shit is fed through them.
I say all the time, if you want to see your wife, go look at her mama.
Got to.
If you want to see who your wife gonna be, go look at her mama. Look at her relationship with her father, because great wives come from great marriages. And if a motherfucker ain't seen a marriage, y'all gonna have to figure it out together. Because most men ain't seen a marriage either to know how to function in one. You feel me? So I think it's like it's a blame game that could go either way, because it's like there's two sides to every story. A man can sit here and point out everything wrong with black women, and a black woman can sit and point everything wrong with a black man, and they'll both be dead ass right. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of correction that has to come on both sides. But I think women have to do a better job of holding each other accountable, and men have to do a better job of holding each other accountable versus us arguing about who should be accountable. But it is difficult in our community, because our community is in shambles. Most white people don't have that issue most of the time, because a lot of their families are together more than not,
right.
And they'll
at
stay
least someone.
And most of them will stay together miserable until they get you out the house. You feel me? Because they believe in structure that much. Like, bro, they like.
You ever dated somebody and wasn't nobody married in their family?
Yes. Yeah. And how many times, bro? I it's funny though. My son had a AAU game, and it was a bunch of white schools showed up, and I'm just somebody that observed my surroundings, and I'm looking at all these white women from all shapes, sizes, unattractive, bad body, big. Everybody had on a wedding ring. You feel me? They gonna find their husband. You feel me? No matter what.
Stick through it too.
And none of it was one black woman that was married. You feel me? So it's just like they culture different, bro. And the way they do everything is different, bro. And I think our culture just fucked up, which make all of us fucked up in a sense. And we don't know how to function together, and we ain't gonna be able to get this shit on track if we spend most of our podcasts just bashing each other, talking about what the other person doing wrong. It's just gonna be a whole lot of accountability that has to happen, and I don't think a lot of us are mature enough for that to happen, because nobody wants to look in the mirror and point out what they could do better. It's easier to point at what somebody else could do better. But we fucked up, bro. We fucked up, and it's not our fault, because even the people who are in marriages have gone through trial and error to be there. And it's just we don't know how to get through the trial and error to stay together.
And people don't realize that's part of it.
Right. We can't. We've been sold this dream, bro. Even when we watch TV, you watch the Cosby Show, and you watch all these shows growing up, Family Matters and all that, and it's just like there's really no conflict. And we think everything is supposed to be sunshines and rainbows, and we don't think anything bad is ever supposed to happen. We don't understand. We don't think we should have to get through anything. Sure. And it's just like we're in a culture to where the second somebody is disappointed with something you do, they out. Like I'm watching the Pop the Balloon challenge, and it's like the balloons get popped. But what's funny about this though is like it's a simple show and it's a dumbass show, but it gives you an outlook on how culture is fucked up. Like I could walk out as a doctor, bro, and all the balloons will pop before I open my mouth because I got the wrong shoes on.
Right. But I've heard some of the shit on there like
feel me?
that's why you
I
pop
don't
your
like his
balloon.
outfit.
And then the whole thing explains to me why we fucked up though.
Yeah.
We looking for the wrong shit, bro. Let me open my mouth. Let me talk. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I am. You don't know what I could be for you.
Facts.
You feel me? And it's like the balloons are always popped, and it happens with the women more than it does do the men. The men will see you walk out and just like wait. Like the balloons ain't popped until you open your mouth. They're gonna give you some kind of chance, but it's just like you walk out and it's pop, 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 pop. And it's like, bro, and you looking at the women like, bitch, you should have held your balloon. You shouldn't be popping shit.
But the best thing about it is, the best example is when that one nigga come out and don't nobody pop, and it's like he only gonna pick one of y'all.
Right.
Like that's why y'all be by yourself. So everybody gonna leave you alone except for her.
That'd be my.
Because you seen the
that'd be my
6'6"
thing,
nigga in the green room and you waiting on him.
Right.
That'd be my thing with social media. You know, it's like the breeding ground for the black man versus the black woman.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's where you always gonna find them conversations, man. And it almost to give the less enlightened mind the perspective of that's the majority of shit that's going on.
And it's not.
And that's not the majority
It's
of
not
shit that's
though.
going
It's not.
on, man.
It's just like, bro, once you see enough of something, bro, it becomes your reality. And I think everybody's algorithm is different. It's funny though because I've gotten on somebody else's phone and looked at their social media, bro, and it don't look like the same world.
Yeah, because they don't follow the same.
It's not
thing.
even the same
algorithm
world.
ain't.
It's
Yeah.
like, bro, what the fuck? Like it's weird, bro. But that's life. Like
you
just
gotta,
like
you got to see my algorithm. It's pretty.
it's
Cool.
probably wild.
you probably know what's on there. It's cool.
I already
though.
know what's on there. But it's funny though because it's like I think our perception of everything is not the reality of everything. Like I view you in a certain light, but that's not who you are. You view me in a certain light. That's not who I am.
But that is the main issue I think that people have in relationships in general. Like I joke about this shit all the time, but I really do root for black love. Now, if a black woman find me, she gonna have to come get me. But in general, I do root for her. Like black women are the only group of women that I care about, like holistically. You get what I'm saying? I'm black. I love black culture. There's nothing about me that's a sellout by far. So when I had these conversations, I always do it from the joking manner, but I'm rooting for it. I would love to have black love, but I think one of the biggest problems is that have you ever dated somebody or just been in engaging with somebody who has a conversation or they deal with you the way they view you and not who you actually are? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like I've had arguments or conversations within my relationship, not from what I actually did or what my actual intent was, but only from the way you view me. Like I've said, like, hey, you know what? You look really good with your natural hair. Oh, what you trying to say? I don't look good in the rest of my like? No, that's not.
Your
what I
view
said.
of me makes that an attack.
Right. But because you right, and it's you don't like nothing about me. Like, how did I say that?
Right.
But you in your mind, you view me as a person who would say something to insult because I don't like nothing about you. Right. So now we spend half the time arguing about my intent, and that's not it. So you be in a relationship, the relationship is failing because you're dating me according to your view of me,
It's a
and
lot
you've
of that
never
going
taken the
on,
time to learn who I actually am.
And the sad thing is, a lot of the times they'll never see it because sometimes you can't see somebody different than you see them because of your lack of emotional intelligence and your ability to see anything. You feel me? Some of us can't see past ourselves. You feel me? And when your world is centered around you, you miss people a lot of times. You miss what people are trying to do. And we have to just get to a space where we have to understand too, though, bro. It goes back to the parenting thing we talked about earlier. Care and concern sometimes comes with a hard truth that you don't want to hear.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So when I say shit like, hey, babe, like, hey, you understand that your youth is valuable. You feel me? So if you want to get married, you feel me, and you want the type of man you want, act now.
Yeah.
So what you trying? No, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm telling you a truth.
Telling you the
I'm telling you a
reality of the
truth I know
situation.
from our world because you're not dating women, you're dating men.
Facts.
You feel me? I'm a man. I'm telling you what we talk about over here. I'm telling you what we value. You feel me? And I just think in this world, like, bro, we want people to accept us for how we see things and accept our views when, like, bro, we see the world two different ways. We have to figure out a way to where we can, like, you should be trying to explain to me how you see the world and I should be trying to understand that.
Right.
And vice versa.
But view is so important that you almost have to bow down to it at the end of the day. Like it does matter to to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, even though you can be completely wrong about me, like I come on this show and I say a lot of wild shit, but I'm entertaining. If you know me in person, do I say funny shit in person? Sure I do, but if you want to have a serious conversation, I can have one with you. If you look at me in my old relationships, like there's not a woman that exists that can tell you I cheated on them. Like, that woman's not here. You feel me? But if you look at my personality on my show, I come off as a dude who do cheat. I come off as a dude who will fuck around on you or not get in a relationship. And I have to take some accountability for that, because who's going to take the time? You know, there has to be some initial wanting to invest, right? If you invest in something, the potential of it to make you some money has to be there, right? Somebody has to explain something to you like, hey man, this gonna grow if you put this money in it. You feel me? But on the surface, all they look at me and just see is what they view me as. You get what I'm saying? So view is important. It just sucks that when you're in a relationship with somebody, like, hey, I think we've passed the stage of how you used to view me. We've made it to a situation where we're supposed to be on teams. Like, you do realize we're on teams, right? Like, I do want the best for you, just like you want the best for me. If I make a comment, whether positive or negative, it wasn't to insult you, it wasn't to break you or hurt your feelings. So why would you take it as if I'm saying something to, like, people will really feel like, oh, you trying to down me, you trying to belittle me. It's like, bro, how you even get to them degrading remarks?
And the thing about that, right? Because of you, it makes it so hard for people in relationships to be honest with each other, because you have to control the view of your partner. If I'm too honest with you, it's going to change your view of me. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, I want you to see me and I want you to understand who I am. But if I say this, you're going to see me a certain way. I've always complained about how in relationships, how a woman views me, right? And sometimes my honesty gets me in trouble, right? Because like we talk about it all the time, how women live under the illusion that men are a certain way, or the man they're dating is a certain way, but you really be knowing that nigga and you know he's nothing like that. But he's voided you of the truth, so you don't really have enough information to even process who he is, right? But here I am trying to be transparent with you and be honest with you, and I'm getting treated like the cheater. I'm getting treated like the villain, when if I really wanted to cheat on you or be the villain, I would have never gave you any of this information. You feel me? I just want you to feel safe with me, and I'm knocking down barriers and walls so you can see me, but it puts me in the, because everything, it's almost like, you can have a woman, we talked about it, you can have a woman that's like the sweetest woman in the world, right? And you feel like this your person. And she give you some information that you ain't emotionally intelligent enough to process and handle, and you just start viewing her a whole different way. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So I just think sometimes it has made me selective in what I give now, because it is on you to control the way a person views you, whether you believe it or not, just like you just said. And
right, but
is your honesty getting you in trouble, or they're protecting you from that person?
What it is, bro, is like
that's a good way to look at it.
It is, but what it is this, bro, is that we can't always expect people to be on the level that we are on. You feel me? A lot of people are emotionally immature, whether you love them or not. You feel me? So it's just like you have to, if you're going to be that type, if you're going to be open with a person, they have to be somebody who's emotionally intelligent enough to receive that. Yeah. You feel me? It's almost like I'm speaking a language to you that you don't speak. You feel me? So you got to speak my language. So it's just difficult to be honest with somebody who don't know how to process that, bro.
Because that's the thing. Like, when you get to those levels of emotional intelligence,
you're going to be alone a lot of times.
It's like talking to a baby.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's like talking to a baby. So it's like either you going to break down that communication to that level to where that baby can understand it, or you just not going to fuck with that baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard a lady say women, I'm gonna play it on the podcast. I'm going to clip this and then play the clip. I heard a lady say women don't age past the age of 12 years old.
Yeah, 13.
It was 13?
Yeah, I know you're talking
about.
And that shit makes sense. I mean, a lot of women ain't gonna like that.
And this was a lady too.
How many times have you heard me say this on the podcast, bro? I say that women are children. You have to treat women like children, bro. I say it all the time, and I always get backlash. Like, what you mean like children? I'm like, no, baby, I'm not calling you a child. What I'm saying is that you got children function with their emotions, and women do too. They don't really care about logic a lot of the time.
We do a live show. We gotta have that conversation.
Yeah, we gotta have
a room full of women that just come to the mic.
And they gonna and they gonna prove it. They gonna prove it by how they respond to it.
Yeah, their emotions gonna take over.
What's funny about a conversation with a woman, bro, is once she hears something she don't like, everything else goes. It's like the Charlie Brown teacher. Right. You feel me? So it's just like once you hear me say women are like children, I can't even explain what I mean.
But listen, I see why when nobody liked that analogy. Like, I agree with them for being upset. But like when the lady said it, I was like, huh?
Yeah, she right.
Like that was
Let
love.
me
Like,
explain.
man, like I wouldn't have said that. Bro.
Yeah, but that's why I say accountability has to come from somebody that looks like you a lot of the times, right? And it has to come from somebody who looks like you, who doesn't benefit from saying it, right? Like if an older white lady who ain't dating nobody, ain't trying to be a pick me or none of that, shoot some game, or an older lady shoot some game, you usually women usually have to like receive that, because what does she have to gain from saying this?
Right.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But if a woman who's like in pursuit of men or still out here trying to be chose, you feel me, say something, it's a pick me now.
Yeah.
So it just has to come from somewhere that doesn't seem like it's trying to benefit. Just like if you explain to women how men are and you be like, all men gonna cheat, they can't see past you saying that I'm trying to get away with cheating.
Right.
You feel me?
That's not what I said.
That's not what I said, right?
Right.
But if somebody explained to them that had no benefit from them or no benefit from nobody, and they explained that they listen, that's why people have a tendency to listen to older people before they do younger people, because usually older people seem like they don't have anything to gain from giving you this information.
Right.
I ain't got no dog in this fight. I'm 93 years old, baby.
I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling you. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's hard to process information coming from somebody who seems like they have something to benefit from you. Yeah. I'm coming to you telling you, hey man, send me that 73 Cutlass, man. That bitch, the parts on that bitch ain't gonna be no good next year. Just let me give you $1,000 for it right now. You like, nah, bitch, you finna do something with it.
Right.
You feel me?
Just 'cause you young.
Right, yeah. But if an old connoisseur come to you and tell you what's going on, you gonna jump off that bitch so quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like,
At
bro.
least gonna think about it.
Yeah, people just like to hear shit from people who don't benefit from them. You feel me? That's why niggas love information. You could say something to your partner and he'll hear it from a stranger and he believe the stranger.
But listen, no nothing but listen, boy, listen. Do nothing in the world makes me madder in a relationship than that shit right there.
Yeah. You say something and the stranger said and you clapping.
I done told my girl something, and she'll look at me like I'm the dumbest thing in the world. A year later, she been to forgot what I said, and another nigga or somebody at
Well,
work
that
been to
shit
told
will
her
piss
something,
you off.
and she repeated to me like, I be looking at this bitch like, bitch, are you for real?
Yeah, bro.
Like, do you not remember that? Like, listen, I'm telling you, I be fired up though. I be like, folks, that's what I told you. You ain't tell me that, bitch. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I ain't
Like,
experienced that
I be
before.
finna catch DVs behind. I be so motherfucking mad
and,
though.
And if women are
Yeah.
children, bro, imagine being in the daycare and you 27 years old. How out of place do you feel? So it's just like, bro, the more you educate yourself, the harder it is to tolerate certain shit. You feel me? It's harder, bro. Sometimes it's just fun to be dumb, bro, and be dumb with them. But when you like, it's just like the more conspiracy theories you read, the more shit you unlock, the more miserable your life is. You notice the niggas who like learn the most and
You be by
unlock,
yourself.
Them niggas go crazy.
Yeah, because you have to be by yourself, bro. That's why the smarter you get, the more you know. It's hard to be around people who know less or not willing to accept the information you offer.
That's a very big piece.
Yeah.
Acceptance, man. You just gotta accept that. It is what it is at the end of the day.
When you learn, you're gonna be lonely. That's some crazy shit, ain't it?
When you learn, you're gonna be lonely. That's the title of the podcast. When you learn, you're gonna be lonely. Hey man, but listen, it was fun having you on here. I know you said that body count don't matter, but I find it hard to believe I can fall in love with roast beef. Like if let's say I went out with a girl. But no, let's say you in love with something, like you going out with this girl and you having a good time with her and everything going like, man, I really like her, man. I really, the first time y'all hook up and you pull them panties down and it's just a knuckle down there, a fist of vagina lips down there and skin. I don't think them port wines gonna get it done for me, my boy.
Visibly beat down.
Yeah, fact. And listen, and I'm not opposed to roast beef though. Like I done had some good runs with it, but I just like,
do you want to have it?
Yeah.
I did not say that.
Like I just think that would affect my ability to. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I just think that
I just rather not know, man. I just think too much information sometimes is a ruin. Man. I don't need to know, bro. Like just like I think if we seen a lot of the shit we ate like slaughtered and put to sleep, or how it's like I was in China. Quick story. I was in China, and I love chicken, bro. But to see a full chicken strung up in the window, spinning on heat, you feel me? Eyes still on it. You feel me? Like, bro, I don't know if I like chicken no more, bro. So it's like if we can see the process of a lot of shit, we wouldn't want it.
I fuck with that.
Yeah, so just don't tell me what you got going on. Just keep your secrets from me when it comes to that type of shit. Like, let me be in bliss, because ignorance is bliss sometimes. Yeah. If I like you, I like you. Just let me like you, baby. Don't ruin it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, don't tell me about them
787
body count. Yeah, because I was thinking about this other day, bro.
Herpes will hurt you.
I think it's stupid. I was thinking about how like if everybody really like could like like if we could read each other's mind, if we could really see each other, bro, like how many people you would be cool with still? How many women would you still fuck with? It would be impossible. So that's all I'm saying is just like if we really could see each other, bro, it would be impossible for anybody to be with anybody. Or we just get to a space where nobody gives a fuck because everybody's so fucked up.
I do want to know your body count though, even if it's high. Like that don't get you. Like you can fuck 100 people. That don't knock you off the map for me. Like I'm mature. I just need to know how. I need to know why and how. You know, I need to know how you got to that point. That's all. I need to understand the journey. Like a lot of times you see a lot.
100 ball.
But but listen, you hear a lot of these stories. Like a lot of these women who are promiscuous in that way, bro, have been through something, bro. Like whether it's child molestation, whether it's foster care, whether it's stuff like that. And then from that aspect, like who am I to? You get what I'm saying?
Well, like, that come with a whole nother goddamn.
But let's say God sent you a good woman, and she came up through. Like I didn't grow up in foster care. I grew up with my parents. You feel me? So maybe it's natural for me not to have a wild experience like this person. But here's a person who was 12 or 13-year-old living in the house with somebody who may have mistreated them or locked them in a cage or fed them the scraps. And I'm mad because they got out here in the world and didn't know what the fuck to do.
No.
Or they fucked their way through it. Like,
but so, I think most people could understand that.
Yeah,
though.
but as long as she can identify with this is why I did this, then I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with is the woman who went through that, who is doing that currently and is justifying it. Like, ain't nothing wrong with what I do. Who are you? Like, no. Because that means you still on there.
I want you to feel like you couldn't help yourself. Don't you dare be out here choosing this shit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, no, that's it. Whatever your body count is, bro, I'm not really concerned as long as you understand the journey of what you did wrong. If you out here defending it, like the Trap Witch came on and said that shit,
let me love you, man. Don't tell me nothing unless I ask. And I ain't gonna ask nothing I can't stand to know.
I'm trying to tell you.
Them veins in that roast beef gonna tell you everything you need to know.
You don't think it's no roast beef out here that just made like that?
You know, Timothy Nia was on here. She swear you were born like that, but ain't no.
It's some roast beef, boy. They got a coochie chart, boy. That roast beef on there from birth.
You know it, man.
Hey, it's on there now.
It's on there.
No, listen, we have
just like you uncircumcised from birth. That roast beef be like this sometimes.
No, brother.
What you say? You said niggas ain't shouldn't be running around like that. You don't like that nature.
There's no roast beef in a diaper.
No, it gotta grow. You gotta grow into it. It's like it gotta bloom into it, bro.
No.
There's no roast beef in the diaper.
It's not. Unless you're telling me it's cauliflower ear, like it's rubbing too much on it and it's like cauliflower ear, then yeah, maybe.
Oh, man.
Nah, it's not that. No.
Man, it's a nut, man.
That boy crazy, man.
No roast beef in the diaper, man. Close us out, man.
Man, that's a closer right there, man.
Man, we enjoy bringing you on, bro.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
Tell them where they can follow you at before we close out.
Oh, yeah, man, you can follow me on Instagram, JPlayHard, JPLAYHRD. If you're in Atlanta, come holler at me, Loft Athletic Club. Let's get to it.
Yeah, but it's one of the toughest trainers I've ever met. He got the physique that I would have if I worked out consistently, but I don't. So if you want to know what I would look like if I worked out consistently, it would be him. Yeah, that's why I call him twin. We got like the same body structure, and everybody used to think we was brothers.
Man,
before he went
y'all
out.
do look related in the motherfucker.
Man, I hear that all the time.
For
You
sure.
know, bone face, man. Like,
Yeah, he the stunt double in my video, and you wouldn't even notice it. Yeah, bro, walked right by in my clothes, and you couldn't even tell.
I forgot about that.
But yeah, appreciate you coming, bro. Man, this was a good episode. Anytime we go long like this, that means it's good.
That's good.
But we're going to close it out. We at 2 hours and 40 minutes. This is the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I am Boneface. This is Adam 12 Taylor. Your boy on the ones and twos, and we out.
Your boy, they waiting on who next.